one less can of hard seltzer in this world. I'm proud of myself. So this is what everybody really looks like when they take their mask off after guns, beer, and therapy. Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Man, hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend and even a better Saturday night. You guys all showing up for guns, beer, and therapy. Y'all make my day. Yes, you do. Actually, make my week. Good to see everybody out there, man. Just a lot of great people out in the side chat. Love each and every one of you. And we have a great show for you tonight. Yes, we really do. We have a special guest. We have some awesome people back in the green room. They're back there eating, this time of year you got to have, garden picked tomatoes and, watermelon, cucumbers, all that good stuff. Cantaloupe, you name it. We're just having a blast back there in the green room, enjoying all these fresh fruits and vegetables that's available right now for a lot of people. And I hope you're having a wonderful time. And I just want to thank you all for showing up tonight. And anyway, without any delay, I want to bring out some of the people that's back there. I won't bring them all out, but we'll just bring them out one by one. And anyway, say howdy to everybody. So up first, I'm going to bring out Moondog.
Hey, everybody.
Tonight, buddy.
Very good. Thank you for having me tonight.
You bet, buddy. Glad you could be here.
Yeah, and I'm going to be trying to get some of this cool, foggy West Coast San Francisco weather over to y'all in the hotter part of the country.
Well, we sure appreciate that, and we've really been fortunate the last few days. We've had some awesome weather here in Ozark Mountains, and very thankful for that. Kind of scary in the middle of July, and we're getting some cool weather and rains. Like, this is really unusual. So I hope everybody else is getting to experience this awesome weather. So anyway, glad to see you here tonight, brother.
I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And up next, I'd like to introduce everybody, Mr. Scotsman, the crazy Scotsman. How you doing tonight, brother?
Good, brother. Good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. And talking about people making people's day or making people's weeks better, man. You have been a champion of that for me for this past couple of weeks. And the folks out there in the side chat and everyone that's been jumping in, it's much appreciated. I got a couple text messages and emails here in the last couple of days as well from some people. So, guys, I appreciate it very, very much. Very, 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 very much.
Oh, man. And you're so well deserving, brother. You've been planting that seed for years, helping out so many families, in the community and everything. And, it's about time some that comes back to your table, brother. If you don't know, we have a fundraiser going for Scotsman. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but very well deserving, brother, and just really happy that we can finally do something for you, because like you've done so much for everybody else, and appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, man. And I'm blessed by y'all.
Oh, awesome. Well, up next, we'll bring out Garage Guy 87879. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. It's always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Good to see all those familiar names over in the side chat. I'm having a bit of an internet lag here tonight, so if you end up losing me, it's not on purpose. And if I do get lost, I'll be in a side chat on my cell phone. And I'm looking forward to hearing from our guest panel member tonight. I'm really interested in some good optics.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, buddy. I really appreciate you. So up next, let's bring out JH586. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
I am better than I deserve. Thank you for having me. Good to see Garage Guy, Scotsman, Moondog, and always pleasure to see my brother, Mr. Hillbilly. So, we talk about making somebody's day better. Y'all know I've got a history of motorcycling and been involved in the Christian Motorcyclist Association for quite a while, but I'm getting to where I'm thinking about getting out of riding and thinking about selling my bike. But I went to a charity ride today, and I didn't take my motorcycle. And one of the reasons was because it's been raining here all day. So they went off on the motorcycles in the rain. And
oh, man.
That was good and bad because, it's been 100, nearly between 95 and 100 every day for like the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Probably 20% humidity.
No, more like 80% humidity. So it was much cooler, but you had to ride in the rain. And anybody that rides motorcycles, if you've ever ridden in the rain, you know what a white knuckle event that is. So we took the car and I rode behind follow-up kind of support vehicle. Well, they stopped to get some gas. One of the guys goes through a big mud hole, and about 2 miles up the road, his bike dies. So we're sitting on the side of the road with this guy. That's why we ride follow-up, right? So
yeah,
the guy's not going to be by himself and possibly get in trouble. Anyway, so we sat there with him, and his son-in-law came and got him, and we pushed the bike up on the trailer and strapped it down, all that kind of stuff. We go all the way back to where we started from, and we're eating, and the ride's not back yet. So then in a few minutes, the guy that we were sitting with comes riding up on his motorcycle. When they got it off of the trailer, the thing cranked up and ran well. So it was a great day, and I'm taking up too much time, but thanks for listening to me, and thanks for having me, guys.
Man, that is awesome. And yeah, riding bikes around here in the rain, we got so many hills and curves, and it's not something you want to see when you're going around the corner and you got a rear, dang near a 12-inch wide stream running across the corner. That's not something you want to see. And sometimes it's bringing some gravel with it out of somebody's driveway, and so yeah,
that's dangerous.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Jamie. Appreciate you, buddy. Up next, we'll bring out Mr. Leather Working Craftsman himself, Mark Thomas. How you doing tonight, brother?
Outstanding, my friend.
Awesome.
How are you?
Oh, doing great. If I was doing any better, I wouldn't be able to stand myself, I think.
Oh, it's been a wonderful day here up in Pennsylvania. We had great temperatures. We started in the low mid 70s this morning. Didn't go over 80, 85 degrees. We went to Airsoft swap meet this morning. Got some real cool stuff for my son. Drove around a little bit. Came home. I got the kayak out. Did a little bit of paddling and fishing. Real nice evening. We went to a hibachi all-you-can-eat buffet and stuffed ourselves for dinner.
Oh, man.
Kind of good stuff. Yeah. And
you had a great day.
It has been a wonderful day. And this caps it off. I get to hang out with all my friends, hang out this evening, have a good chat. Just a wonderful time.
Well, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Appreciate you as always. And also, I want to bring out everybody's
Put some comments out there.
Gizzard Gary.
Gary.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, so glad you could be here. And thank you so much for helping out on the side chat, highlighting everybody. And as usual, we can't always call out everybody on the side chat. And so, just highlighting you guys is our way of saying, hey, how you doing? We appreciate you being here. And we just thank you all so much. Honestly, we do. And so, Gizzard, how's your week been going, buddy?
Busy.
Busy?
Had a lot of content to put out this week. Had several new nights to review, and then this weekend I had to go see my daughter. So that's where I've been most of the day today, and stuff like that. So I've been doing this, doing that, and yeah, staying pretty busy. But
Well,
that's a good
good,
thing.
buddy.
Yeah.
That keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah, well, a little bit.
Well, that's good. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We sure appreciate you. And anyway, we have a special guest tonight. If you remember seeing like my particular video of me shooting a 12 gauge, trying to shake the center out of this optic right here, the scope, and wasn't able to do it. 12 gauge slugs, it was grouping at 50 yards still after, everything I put it through and stuff. Discovery Optics was very kind to send that. And actually, it was a collab through Moondog. Moondog has done videos with some of their optics and everything. And so, anyway, he's like, hey, anybody want to try to tear up the scope? And I was like, yeah. Mark Thomas is like, yeah, I got a muzzle loader. So, we kind of put that through some tests, just a good old clear 3x9, variable scope. And, I was really impressed with it. And also, not only that, if you paid attention to my video, the scope mounts were really, really, I was really, really impressed with those. And so we had a lot of great feedback on those videos and everything. So I reached out to Discover Optics and asked if they'd want to be on the show. Maybe they could tell us a little about the company and answer some questions. So I want to introduce from Discovery Optics, Link Chen. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing well. Thank you for inviting me here. It's a great pleasure, honor to meet everyone.
Yeah, so glad to have you. Oh man. We did some testing on this scope and it really, really held up. And of course, this is not the only scope or scope mounts you guys have. You have a lot of stuff. And was really impressed with this Holden Zero and the whole thing about it. And so I want to give you the floor a little bit to tell us about, yourself, Discovery, and, maybe a little bit of what you do there. Pretty much just whatever you'd like to share with us. And at this time, too, invite the side chat. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw them out there in the side chat, and if we'll sure try to get them answered for you. So
yeah, of course. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, like anything related to the optics or even myself, just post it on the chat, and then I'll try my best to answer them. So just really quick about the kind of like a history or the background of Discovery Optics. It's founded in China back in 2014. We started to make our own scopes and manufacturing them. And then I met someone from Discovery online when I was still back in school in the United States back in 2020, sorry. And then they are interested in having me to work with the company. So I've been working a little bit, not working, but helping them remotely for almost two and a half, 3 years now. And then right now I'm off, actually working full time and then 100% for the Discovery, the company right now, and representing the company right now here at the stream. So I'm a product development manager and also a social media outlet person for the company. So if you have any question related to anything like warranty or like social media part of our products, just feel free to reach out to me anytime. And then we're the kind of the company feels like similar to, let's say, a Loophole in the United States. So we make our own product and also we sell them. It's a little bit different from, let's say, a model of compared to like Vortex Optics, because they don't manufacture most of their optics. They are OEM'd, and then Vortex is just the brand. But we are more like a Loophole, which we make our own product and then we sell them. And starting from 2022, we started to have a gradual shift of selling products more to the US and EU, Europe countries need, because starting from like back in 2014, our company's focus is mainly in China mainland, Southeast Asia, and places where mostly they use air guns, like air rifles, or even archeries for the scope purposes. And also, there's a bit of accumulation of the technical or technology part of the company is helping the product to be more suited for firearms industry right now. But starting from especially this year, we're having a great big shift to basically design and then products more towards like firearm industries or market in the United States, because everyone realized that the US has the biggest market for firearm accessories, especially rifle scopes. So that's the brief background of what we were before, and then what we are planning to do right now.
Yeah, and your guys' price points are really, really affordable for the quality that you get. And I'll give Moondog a minute here to talk about some of the stuff he's reviewed from there. And guys, we're not trying to signal towards one company or another, but when we see a good product and it's a good price, why wouldn't you want to tell your friends? So this is basically what we're doing right here, as usual. And so go ahead, Moondog.
Oh, absolutely. And I just want to carry on from what you were saying. I've tested quite a few scopes from various brands, and I'm not going to be like the Discovery fanboy here, and we're not trying to plug Discovery scopes.
Yeah.
I've tried everything from airsoft grade optics all the way up to Loopholes and March scopes now. So some really high end stuff. I got to say, every scope has its pluses and minuses. And in testing Discovery scopes, I found them to be surprisingly sharp and clear for the price, surprisingly good. Now, I can't speak to whether or not it's as combat durable as some other brands, because I haven't put it through its paces. And to be honest, I have a sample of one in almost every case. So, for the most part, I go by I trust that the companies don't cherry pick the absolutely best sample to send over. And certainly, and I'm not singling out Discovery, but I've gotten some samples from other scope makers that there's obviously something wrong here. So obviously either they did a really bad job of cherry picking, or this is really a real legit sample that they sent me, or I'll get something or I get something directly from Amazon, in which case I know that they're not going to be able to cherry pick something out of that Amazon warehouse. But one of the first things I'd seen Discovery, or heard about Discovery scopes, mostly because I go through and shop on some Asian sites to look at getting some stuff directly from Asia. And so occasionally there's a couple of brands that come up, but one of them was Discovery, and I'd see them like, oh, that's interesting. Kind of looks like some other scope, whatever. And I don't know if you're at liberty to say anything, Link, but I know you make your own scopes, but correct me if I'm wrong. You did Discovery OEM for other brands as well?
Long story short, yes, we did. We still actually do a little bit, but not like to a large percentage OEM for other people. But some of you might have guessed, or other people who bought Discovery Scope might have guessed, we actually OEM for Arkin, and then we by this point I can say pretty confidently that is true. When Arkin first started. Back in 2017 or 2016, 2017, Arkin's owner, the part like the Chinese part of Arkin, we call it Pangu Optics, is actually used to work for Discovery. He was a pretty big retailer of Discovery optics, and then he was in contact with someone overseas in the United States, and then they decided to start a new, not really a new company, but it's like a kind of like a extended branch out of Discovery, and then eventually become Arkin. So yes, we did back in until the OEM contract was until the EP4 version of the Arkin optics. So we didn't make the SH4 Gen 2. So we made the original, like Discovery Optics made the original like SH4, and also the EP4 version of the their scopes. So and when they moved to SH4 Gen 2, the EP5, and then everything after that, they have their own facility to make their own scopes. So yes, but we did OEM for other companies, and then it's actually Arkin.
Oh, hey, Bubba. So we have our ninth panelist.
Hey, Bubba, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Just got off work.
Okay.
Oh, that new guy. How you doing?
Doing well.
This is Link from Discovery Optics, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
So Link, for everybody else, if you don't know what OEM means, it means original equipment manufacturer. And what that means is that for a lot of brands, and you probably had heard rumors about this, is a lot of brands in the U.S. as well as around the world, they don't make a lot of the products that they sell. It's made in some factory somewhere else. And I'm not saying that as a negative. It's just, it's a reality. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. But so what, because, you design a product, coming from a product maker standpoint, I have an idea for this product. I don't want to start my own factory, but I have this idea for this scope that has, I wanted to have a scope that was 4 to 8. Nobody makes it the way I want it. So I design a scope. I get my pile of money, but I have the scope. I don't have the technical knowledge to make a scope. I don't have a factory, but I can go find a good factory somewhere else that they're already making scopes, and I give them the plans, and this is how I want it to work. This is how I want it to look. And, they develop it for me. I contract them to do that. And then I buy X amount, like 10,000 of these scopes from them. They are going to make it for me. I will import them and I will sell it under my brand. That's how these companies, most companies work.
Yeah.
And,
I wanted to say, hell yeah, brother, down the side of it.
Yeah. So
I wanted to say milk dud across the side of it. Yeah.
Okay, for example here, and maybe this is not the best example. This is Moondog defog spray. And this is how I kind of got into Moondog Industries. When I was heavily into airsoft, the biggest problem I had playing airsoft was my goggles would fog up. So I knew a little bit about how to deal with fogging glasses. So I cooked up my own little spray and put it in a little spray bottle. I brought it to the field, and I would spray my goggles, my glasses, and then everybody go, "Hey, what's that? Can I have some?" And I didn't even have labels. It was just in I forget what spray bottle I had.
I know a guy.
Yeah, there you go. So, but in my day job, I work in advertising, and also, the sort of the side of that is product development. So I knew the process of creating a product. So I don't make the plastic bottles. I don't have a factory to make the plastic bottles or the caps or anything, but I was able to find companies that get it all together, and this is my product. This is nobody else's product. But again, so long story short, Discovery Optics makes these great scopes that a lot of people don't know about, and I tested them and I found them to be exceptionally good for what people consider almost too cheap. That it makes you sus as to how is it could they sell it so cheap and still be good. So I think that's what the problem I think that you might be facing, Link, is that a lot of people are a little dubious about the quality of it because they are very affordable for what you're getting.
Yeah, if you ask me like why our products is so cheap, I guess there's a little bit of difference between, let's say, how American or US company do the marketing and then pricing compared to like a Chinese manufacturer or company doing it. Because first part, like a Moondog mentioned, that is you're directly buying from the vendors in China instead of like through a secondhand like retailing company who has a branding in the US. So the price is going to naturally be quite a bit lower. And the second part, I actually, starting from the generation 1 of the ED 5225 scope, I think Moondog you have reviewed before.
Yeah.
We kind of, this is a little bit, hopefully it's not too vague. I'm trying to explain this to you guys. This is the first time I kind of exposed this. So when I was talking to the product development team in Discovery back in 2019, 2020 period of time, I told them specifically that there's a problem here in the United States where scope, I hope you guys can agree with me, but a lot of scope company, they're making great products like, I'm not trying to call names, but RuPaul, Night Force, Vortex, or everyone else. And then they just marketed their product to the price point that most people think, okay, this is the appropriate price for the scope, instead of, okay, they are really thinking of how much does making a scope actually cost, and also like what is the profit margin supposed to be for the manufacturer or company. But I have a little bit, like, I injected the idea of so we are going to make close approximately about same amount or percentage of the profit we are going to sell our product at. For example, like if we are making this percentage of the profit, it's going to be the same, almost the same across the board of all our products, so that our price can be a little bit more consistent and then basically closer to what people are actually getting from what we input for the manufacturing part. So the benefit of that is going to be the price point, like you guys mentioned, that the people, the customer are buying the product, is that they can basically save up enough money or fundings for other part of their shooting. Because I have some experience with, let's say, RuPaul or Vortex scopes, and then I just realized when I was in, so my background when I was starting my like shooting career, or like not really career, but my experience is that if I spend this much money on a rifle scope, I will shrink my budget for range trips or the competitions I can participate, and also especially ammo is what limiting my the quality of my shooting experiences, right? So if I can spend a little bit less on the rifle scopes and also have something that not holding me back, and then that would drastically improve my quality of my life in shooting, because I will have more ammo and then stuff for reloading, and also more range trips. So we kind of established that at the beginning, that for the US market, especially if we are selling a product that is going to be good performance and an acceptable price, and then to the shooting community, that would drastically improve their quality of life, because they will have more fundings to do their shooting activities, instead of paying much more for the brand tag name. For example, like again, not calling people's name, but a Knife Force or like a Vortex or anyone to basically achieve that. So we established that at the beginning of our exploration of the U.S. market. That's one of the reasons you guys see, okay, why the same as 525 scope, we are selling it at the point that that can keep the company alive, and then we sell it at the quantity that is acceptable. But also we're trying to do more good to the shooting community, so that when you are going into the competition with the Discovery scope, and then you're not we're wanting you to not be held back by the performance of your equipment, and also at the same time allowing people, the more people are going coming into the sport to enjoy the fun of I guess in precision shooting or long range or whatever you need, and then that's my kind of like a 2 cents of our concept of making the product to be both acceptable in price and also good in performance.
What? Yeah, that's good. That's good strategy for a company. You know, you got your percentage that you can make a profit on, and you know, a smart deal is not to price yourself out of the game. We're going to call out the side chat here. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more. Jamie, would you care to shout out everybody out on the side chat? And what should we type in, guys?
Optics.
Optics. All right. So type in optics, and Jamie will shout your name out here on the, as he says, the TV.
Absolutely. So we already got Bama Dad out there, and he brings up a question that we will get at here in a few minutes. I want to address that. So we got Bama Dad. Gizzard Gary is in the panel and on the side chat. Tactical Fud's out there. Garage Guy 879's on the panel as well. And he's on the panel twice. Yukon's out there. Yukon 454. Dale Pogue, Duffer 426. Dwayne 7834. Boomstick Mark 4. He's hard to keep up with, man. Tim S. M. Gabriel. Fluffy 10 millimeter Jeep guy. We got Dwayne 7834s out there. Link Chin's on the panel and in the side chat as well. I can't say your middle name, Link. I'm sorry. Tactical Fud again. R-Tac and Daughters. Boonus, I hope I said that right. Brian 2A Matters. Yes, it does. M. Gabriel, Mr. Bob, and Bama Dad again. So I know there's more folks out there watching than that. So
can I address something real quick?
You bet you, brother.
So I want to call out Moondog, and I'm calling out Moondog for good reason. So if you guys are looking for scope and you want to get a really good overview breakdown of a scope, Moondog is the guy to go to. And
thank you.
I say that because I've not come across anyone else who goes through the process he does, and he does the same process for every scope that he gets, no matter what. Goes through the same process, breaks it down, will crank those turrets left and right, all the way up, all the way down, back to center, the whole 9 yards. And
give him no titty twister, as Joe says, right?
Yeah. I got that from Joe, from Cyclops Joe. In terms of a lot of the tests he did, I thought that I thought they were great, and I love that nipple twister test that he does.
and it's awesome to see. And folks, if you've never really got into scopes that much, trust me, it's abusive, and it has to be done because we got to make sure it's going to return to zero. So it's very cool to see someone out there doing that. Hillbilly turned me on to Moondog a while back, and I've not been disappointed whatsoever. So there's
Thank
that.
you.
And then we had a comment out there from Bama Dad about Japanese glass and other glass out there. So one of the things you'll notice, and I know Link's going to address this as well, and I know Jamie wants to too. But one of the things you'll notice is a lot of companies, in my experience over the years, and I've been in this industry for damn near almost 14 years at this point. They will buy glass from another country and put it into their optics. So a lot of times you will see the Japanese glass, you will see the German glass, and by far, in my experience over the years, they are some of the clearest optics you'll see because of the glass itself. Now, it's not saying that some of the stuff you get from China is not going to be as clear, but in general, in my experience over the years, your Japanese and your German glass are some of the best glass you're going to see, and it comes down to the coatings that go on the glass, because the coatings really make the difference. It's not the glass itself; it's the coatings, and a lot of people really don't understand what the coatings do. And when you hear something along the lines of full eye multi-coated lenses, people don't understand that can be anything from 7 coats all the way up to a couple hundred coats. It literally doesn't have to be that many to be called full eye multi-coated. So just bear that in mind. So when you're looking out there and you see full eye multi-coated, it may only be a half dozen coats or around that number, and it may not be a whole lot. But when you get into the higher end scopes, they're doing a lot more on that glass and putting a lot more into it. And so that's why it's a lot clearer. That's why you're drawing more light. That's why you're seeing a lot more, and the image is a lot brighter and easier to see.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Good stuff. And I know Jamie wanted to say something about this, then we'll go to Link and anybody else on the panel.
I think and I won't take much time. I think as much as the coatings are definitely, what makes a piece of glass, but even before the coatings, in my mind, it's the quality of the glass itself and the grinding. The grinding of the glass is, and I think that's why we're here to talk about German engineering and German glass. There's a reason why those Zeiss and Swarovski scopes are so expensive. And I've shot one that belongs to my brother, the Scotsman, and the Zeiss stuff is exquisite.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way of putting it. And I don't own one because of that price tag, point blank. And would I love to have a Swarovski? Yes, I would love that. But same with Night Force. I mean, that's an American company, and I'm assuming they're all made in United States of America. But I seen a price tag on one of those not very long ago from a very an online retailer that is very low priced for what you get for the money. And are we allowed to say that? I mean, I'm afraid to call out the name of a particular retailer nowadays because we get in bad trouble for that. So I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But it's somebody that a lot
I'll
of
call Hickok real fast and ask him.
I'm nowhere close to Hickok 45, but I'm feeling the pain. But yeah, and they're still, 4 to 5 large, and that's insane amount of money. There's no way I'm spending that for a rifle scope. So with that being said, if I can try a discovery scope and I like what I'm seeing, let's bear in mind also too that it's a rifle scope. It's a sight. Okay, you know, you don't need it to tell you your yardage, although that would be nice. But you know, you don't need you don't need what am I saying? It don't need to play cartoons. It don't need to play Looney Tunes.
It don't need to take the job away from the shooter. Is what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a scope. It's a sight. It's to put your projectile on the target. That's its job. And if you can do that for $150 as opposed to $5,599 or whatever, you know, that's yeah. Glass does make a difference. It does. But at the same time, how bad do you need to see exactly what color the leaves are on the trees behind the target that you're shooting?
Alrighty.
And
Well,
that's my
Link,
sermon for the night.
yeah. So Link, we'll give you a little time here to maybe cover this and stuff, and then I know there might be some other people on the panel might like to add on to that or ask questions, like Bubba right there. Bubba, you
Okay, yeah.
realize like you're five links put together.
Yeah, I realize that. I probably ate one of them. If we're going off Zelda games, I probably ate one or two of them, actually. Sorry, it was a little jab at the name. Do love the name, though. Don't take that part.
Yeah, I think you guys all have pretty good, really good ideas of how optics is going to, perform or everything. And then here's one thing I would like to add is that I like to use the analogy of cooking compared to like rifle scope optics design, because if you really think, okay, there is lens coating, there's glasses, lens, the composition of the lens, the quality of the lens, and then there's actually another, I would say like the most important part of the how the scope is going to look like is the optical design of the scope. And then I think I would say like the majority of the cost or the time consuming part is in the design part of the work, instead of the trying to source like what's the best, where you can get the best coating, and also where you can get the best lenses. Because here the paradox is that nowadays, if you really talk about like where you can get the lenses for the rifle scopes, the Japanese manufacturer, let's say Hoya, and or even if you talk about like German glasses manufacturer Schott, they all have this like catalog of lenses or scope class you can get for pretty much anywhere in the world. So which means if you are, let's say if Mike or Tom, you are a very competent optical designer now these days, and then if you decide, okay, I'm gonna make a scope myself, and then order the lenses from Schott or Hoya or even like Chinese manufacturer, you can go ahead and do that, and then assemble your own scope actually. So but the hard part is, okay, can you do your own optic designs for your scope, and then make sure like everything, when all the lenses stack up together and then they all work. And then that's actually, let's say, I would say like more than 90% of the work is in the optical design instead of sourcing the lens. And I don't know if you guys, how much knowledge of like optical design for you guys. I mean, if you have in contact or talk to anyone who actually designed optics. And so like I personally did, but I'm not an optical designer. So this is also like secondhand knowledge I get from other people. But from what I can tell, designing optics, for example, if you're using ZMAX, the application for optical design for it's the same for like camera lenses and also the rifle scopes. It's more of like a state of art instead of like more of like a science thing, because if you exaggerate it, it's like everything in optics is compromised if you want more resolution in the center of the field, and then you might compromise like the distortion around the edges. And then if you overly stress the importance of like the brightness, I want to get the most light transmissions through the lenses, and then you might have a problem with like chromatic aberration around the object. So yeah. Like I said, it's more of like a state of the art instead of like science. But of course, you need to know the basics of optical designs. What I want to try to stress is that if someone had mentioned Zeiss as an optics manufacturer before, but if you really look at Zeiss has been making scopes or even like other like glass lens related products since if I remember correctly, it's 1893. So it's been like I say more than 100 years of doing that kind of things, and then how professional they are. We don't have to. I mean, you guys probably have seen by yourself, by your own eyes, and I don't have to stress that. So for Discovery Optics, our company only has been doing this since 2014. So I would say, or even the earliest, we can go back to our optics designer, and then all the knowledge or the techniques we have starting to accumulate only can go back to, let's say, 1963 or like somewhere around there. That's the knowledge base of where it was started. So like compared to someone who has over 100 years of like legacy of designing optics, the gap is definitely there. I can't say like we are like way behind, but definitely we are. But the thing is, like to make it like someone mentioned that to make a scope that is acceptable to its performance, you can see things clearly, and then it's not holding you back from the shooting. I think we're doing a pretty decent job of designing the optics to be working for at least for the price range you guys are paying for. So. And then if you guys have experience with Arcan or any other like Athlon, primary arms, vortex scopes where are made in China, and then you can probably tell the optics design part of the Chinese manufacturer has been like has gone like long ways.
Oh yeah.
To, say 10 years ago. Yes, exactly.
So,
and then yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree with you.
Let me address the comment out there about HD and ED. That in itself goes back to the glass. It's nothing to do with the coatings on the glass. And when you get, again, the coatings make the difference as to how the clarity is going to be. So even though they turn around and call it HD or ED and tell you it's going to be much clearer, this, that, the other, unless the coatings on those lenses are done right, they're not going to be anywhere near as clear as some other scopes. So it really comes down to the coatings on those and being done right, applied right. And there's multiple layers to it. And if it's just, again, it has to be 100%. So the HD, ED is nothing to do with the coatings itself. And it's just something they throw out there and try to make it sound better, this, that, the other. And it really isn't. So don't fall for that. You really have to, whenever you go and look at a scope, if you're in a store, ask them to take you outside. Because until you're outside, you're not going to see the difference. If you're inside and you have artificial light, everything's going to look fantastic. You have to be outside and seeing what you're actually going to see when you look through that scope.
Yeah, and thanks for clearing that up, because I really thought HD and ED, HD was like something to do with TVs and ED was something to do with male dysfunction. So I really appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, the naming scheme for our lenses, our optical design systems is deferred in terms of like, if a scope is inside of the ED category, we actually use the lens outsourced. It's like a Japanese foil glass lens that is slightly, by very tiny margin, better than what in the HD glass. and then the HD, and then everything below that, we source the glass lens from the Chinese lens manufacturer. So I actually personally have read or compared the index of both Hoya and also the manufacturing, like lens manufacturing in China is called Chengdu. I can't remember the name, but it's like the Chinese local lens manufacturer, like the glass manufacturer, and then the index of the Chinese glass and then the Japanese ED glass sourced from Hoya. They are really, really, really close. It's like within like maybe 1 or 2% of the performance. And then what's going to happen is after so many lens stacking, for example, like I would say like 8 or 9 lenses stacking, that kind of difference is almost gone. And then but the real difference between ED and HD is just the cost of the lens. So if you like what Mike had said, that if you take both of the scope outside and then just look for yourself, if you can tell difference, yes, you definitely want to go with either ED or HD. But the reason we did that is just because the cost difference. So, and also for the ED line of scopes, we put a little bit more feature or attention to the details for the scopes, so that maybe in the future they will become like one product line, or just combine those two into one, because we decide to go with either the Japanese glass or like just always Chinese glass, which can achieve the same. But right now this is how it turns out to be. So
awesome. And guys, I want to remind you, everybody, we're going to be doing a giveaway at the bottom of the hour for the Skinny Blue Knife tonight. So make sure you get your hashtag in there, HBN86, get entered in that giveaway. And I know maybe some people have a few questions here on the panel, but I also want to get to, like, I know you're wanting to show us a few things that you guys carry. So if you want to get that pulled up and ready, real quick, Mark, anybody, go ahead, Mark, and anybody else on the panel?
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out a little history lesson here, since that's my thing. When World War II broke out, the United States was caught flat-footed for optics.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had a drive, much like they did in World War I and World War II, scrap drives and things to get rubber and metal and steel and everything. They went for optics. The United States had nothing to generate optics for submarines, battleships,
tanks,
anything. So they were looking to anybody out there that had Japanese and German optics, because that was the king. They had the corner of the market. They were the best. So anything that could be donated, they put those out into the field to be used. And if there's any country that's been good enough to copy optics, it has been China. They've copied the German and the Japanese optics, and they are just fantastic. I got that Discovery scope for to test on the muzzleloader. I'm very impressed. I haven't taken it to the range yet. I didn't get to put it through their paces, but I'm sure it's going to stand up to any impact, any kind of recoil that the muzzleloader can generate. In fact, after I have it on the muzzleloader, I'm going to put in a couple other things just to see what else it can take. But it's nice and clear. It's great. I've taken it outside. It's just fantastic. I'm loving it.
Awesome. And anybody else on the panel? Bubba.
So I kind of want to make this quick, but I kind of don't think I can.
Can't put one of their scopes on a Glock, brother.
I'm not. Don't you even talk about that blasphemous gun. All right. But so everybody knows me. I'm a big Monstrum fan, not to bring in a competitor or anything like that. I'm a big Monstrum fan. They're on everything back here.
Mm-hmm.
But when Hillbilly had the new scope rings he got for y'all's new Discovery model that y'all came out with, And he tested it. When he tested it, those of y'all don't know, that is not a metal rail that he had those things attached to. That is a plastic polymer blend, not even a good polymer blend on that rail. And that thing held 0.
Mm-hmm.
So call me a believer, but that amazed me. First of all, 12 gauge, heavy recoil anyway. Out of a bullpup, twice as much recoil, really. It's not. There's not that much more give to it versus like if you was having like an AR-12 or something of that nature. So it being able to hold 0 on plastic rails and not fall off or anything is absolutely ridiculous. I hope you guys realize how ridiculous that actually is. And that is insane. And I applaud you guys, sir. I applaud you guys. That is absolutely amazing.
Well,
And,
I found the worst possible gun that I could put it on.
Worst possible. Worst possible thing to put on. That's like a torture test from Hades itself. All right? Like it should not have worked. It really should not have. But it did. That is amazing. The ingenuity that has come about over a lot of the Chinese and some of the Japanese and some of the lower mainstream German scopes that have been coming out here lately that are competing with the higher end stuff have been performing better. It has been ridiculous, just like the one with the Razor that Moondog did versus the Panzer 1-10. That was crazy. That should not happen. You should not have a gun that is 10% of the price of the one that everybody's all like oozing and gooing over, beating the living crap out of it as far as monochromatic aberrations and stuff like that, or chromatic aberrations. It should not have happened. That is a huge flaw, and these bigger companies are not realizing how much they're getting pushed away, and it's making me laugh. I'm always one of the guys that'll go for the cheap stuff. I always like to test out the cheap stuff and see if it works well. There's a lot of stuff that has worked out great for me. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't worked out great for me. But I haven't tried Discovery yet. But after seeing that from Hillbilly, that yeah, believer, that is absolutely amazing. And I love the ingenuity and the strive that has been coming over these last few years. Because man, that was it. 2012, all of them was like pretty much junk. Not like you could get nothing for cheap. Nothing was worth a darn cheap. Not even on an airsoft gun. Pop up to 2014, all of a sudden they're starting to upgrade. I was like, all right, boys, let's tone it down a little bit. We're not going to tone it down. 2016 launches. Oh my gosh, what's going on? 2018, 2020, we're in COVID and these guys are still performing. What's going on? And it's been absolutely amazing. And I know I'm like worshiping pretty much here, but I applaud you guys for the ingenuity and all the stuff that you guys are changing. Absolutely amazing. Zhezhe. That's it. That's all I can say.
You're welcome. I'll take that as a big compliment, but thank you much. And so I have something a little bit to say about the let's say our new MS series of scopes. The big upgrade, like you have mentioned, that the shockproof part of the scope has been, we have put, the company, the product designer team has put a lot of effort to that, because I don't know if you know one thing, that in China, there used to be a lot of, there, of course, what is not anymore in China right now, but there used to be a lot of break barrel action air rifles floating around in China. And then some of the designer or engineer here in our company has used, just happened to be like the break barrel actions shooters, or like even people who play with like crossbow and stuff. And then they kind of, I would say they understand like how break barrel action and air rifles break scopes. And then that's one of the reasons you guys can kind of expect, okay, when we come up and say, okay, this is going to be good with heavy recoil, including like the break barrel action and shotguns, and then we actually mean it, because even though we don't have like firearm allowed here, but that's one of the reasons we can we're capable of designing like the mechanics to counter the how do you say, the shock part of the break barrel action to rifles, so which happens to be one of the biggest scope breaker. I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, the reverse recoil. Yeah.
Yes, right. And then and also if it's I guess it's if I call it improved version of the shockproof scope. We actually use that mechanism of shockproof mechanical design in all of our HD and ED series of scopes, because we consider this like a more, let's say, higher end or expensive in our lineup, and then that's the like a necessary part of for the only equation. But when we're when that kind of technique or mechanical design is matured in our higher end product stuff, and then we just use it, just move it straight over to the cheapest scope that we can make, and then so that they can be as equally shockproof or can hold up their own compared to the more expensive things. And then this is one of the, I think one of the biggest advantage in our like the budget or cheap, or you guys call it cheap scope over other manufacturers, because we are constantly improving our product, because we are the manufacturer, and also second, it's like we get feedbacks from the market, also the experience from like shooting experience in our own team to improve our product. And then I think I have a little bit to say about Monstrum Tactical. So when I was starting my like the shooting part of my life, and then I actually liked, I did like, I also still do like what Monstrum is doing, and then they are constantly coming up with like new ideas and then trying to make things affordable. But one of the advantage Discovery has over Monstrum or even CV Life or anyone selling products in that price range is that we make 100% of our product, like scopes, scope mounts, and everything. We actually make them in-house. So all of the quality control thing or scheme of the thing we can take full control of. And then that makes quite a bit difference in terms of how the warranty is going in the United States. And then we see a ton less returns compared to across the board, especially via like if someone is buying our stuff on Amazon, and then our return rate and everything is much lower. And then we can basically ensure the QC of our product, and then also the return rate is I mean, surprisingly is small because I mean, not self-promoting, but of our hard work too.
Okay,
Well, that's a good question. Sorry. The biggest thing everybody, I'm sure other folks out there are asking, like, what is your warranty and return policy? And I've only gotten Discovery accessories through Amazon when we're familiar with the Amazon process, but I know you have your own website and you can order from you guys directly. So how is like warranty returns or exchanges or whatnot handled directly?
Yeah, lifetime warranty is across the board on all of our product, just like everybody else. And I mean, I guess for example, like if we don't have, I would say we don't have any advantages over, let's say, compared to Vortex in terms of return policy, and then what is called a warranty part. But we are on par with everyone else. So if you have any defects happen to your product, and then we do warranty them. It's a lifetime warranty. So for example, if you buy, it doesn't matter if you buy like $60 scope or like, let's say a $400 scope, and then if it actually breaks, or if actually when you receive your product it's defective, we will replace. We will get it replaced, or sometimes refund as if we see fit. If there's a need. Of course, I personally think Amazon is probably one of the best platform right now we are running. And then our own website, it's still under construction. Like as you guys see, like all the pictures and everything is not quite ready, 100% ready yet, but we're still working on it. And then the return policy or like the warranty is the same in our own website and compared to Amazon, but on our own website it's a little bit different in terms of refund policy compared to Amazon, because Amazon, they have a 30-day I think you can return and get refunded guaranteed by the platform. And then we're still trying to decide, okay, what we want to do on our own website. But the warranty, like everyone's mentioned, is like it's the same on both platforms. So we do stand behind our products.
So actually, that's a good follow up. We should follow with Tommy Boy's question. How is U.S. represent? Because Link, you're saying that you are opening a location in the U.S. So that should answer Tommy Boy's question.
Yes.
So yeah, it's in a transition at the current point, but the service will be handled in the U.S. is what I understand.
Right. Yeah. We started like maybe I should explain a little bit, just really quick to everyone who wasn't here before. So we actually sent someone last month to the United States, and then we started the branch or the site, operational site in California to handle the warehouse and returns and everything in the U.S. And then we only have one person over yet so far yet, but we're considering like expanding or hiring people over there to handle everything that is U.S. related instead of having things to be handled here in China. So yeah, it's still under construction, but we're working on it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just for the folks out there, explain your background as far as the shooting world that you come from, what you've done over here versus there, and then explain to people also budget versus high end as far as your optics go.
Okay, I guess I'm on the spot right now, but yeah, so when I got in contact with Discovery Optics, I was still in school. I'm in college in the United States, so I lived so far about 6 years total in the States. 2 years I served the mission for my church, and then also 4 years, of course, college, and then think of going to graduate school. And then by the end of the third year of my college, I think I got in contact with Discovery. And then I started working there, and part-time or like full-time sometimes. But right now it's like full-time. And then my shooting part started like back in 2019. So I built my own like AR-15 myself from, let's say, parts from 10 different manufacturers. And then I just happened to have a local shooting range in very close to where I live, so I go shoot there. And then because I built my own AR, and then
this was in Utah, right?
In Utah, sorry, yeah, in Utah, not in China. And then the what is it called? The local CMP civilian marksmanship program director kind of recruited me into the competition part of their activity. So I used to participate in CMP competitions a lot, and then shoot service rifles as a kind of like hobby, and then also volunteer at the local range as a safety person, and then also got pretty exposed to the shooting community. And then also maybe I put it this way, I'm more of like a technical person. I like to do research on firearms, scopes, and everything. So that's one of the reasons I got hooked up all of these things I'm doing right now. And then what is it called?
Also did some reloading too, right?
Yeah, I started reloading about summer last year, and then not anything major or big. I'm just reloading for my own supplies, and then doing some service rifle reloading with cheap Rocky Mountain bullets, 75 grain bolter hollow points. I don't know if you guys know that, but a lot of reloaders I talked to, they have never heard of that company. There's a website called the Rocky Mountain Bullets, and then I got like a lot of 75 grain bolter hollow points for my 223 for my service rifle shooting, and then it turns out to be really good shooting bullets. And of course I was a little bit behind in terms of like powders and stuff, but I was doing CFE 223s, and then the just range 223 pass, and then just shoot for competitions and like service rifle competitions. That's pretty much it. And then yeah.
Well, we're about to run out of time here before the giveaway. So a lot of people, show and tell means a lot. So I know you have a couple things you want to show, but while you're getting that together, I'm going to show this scope. This is the MS scope from them, and like I said, I did the video on it. It's 3x9, but I was going to point out here on there. If you hadn't watched that video, go check out also these scope mounts. I was very impressed. And I know most people know torque sequence, and foot pounds of torque and stuff. But I really was impressed that it is. Let me get this thing to focus. Doggone it! It is clearly on here the torque pounds and the pattern put it down to torque it down to. And so I really appreciate that. And if you hadn't watched that video, instead of this, just these two screws holding down this, there's a little nub in between these that points down and fits in a hole here.
Yeah,
So
a little
not
guide rod.
only- Yeah, not only do you have your screws, you have that set. And I was really, honestly, I was very, very impressed. I believe these were the 75s or 75 70s, I forget. But man, you mount that on there, it's probably not going to go anywhere. And
No,
I know we also Discovery was very generous to give everybody here on this panel a discount code. And so I want to bring that discount code up here at the bottom. And the code is American Space Moondog. And the link is pinned at the top of the chat. So if you want a discount, and link, how good is this discount code good for, or how long, and how much is it?
Oh,
For
it's
everybody
the 5% for our own website, which is discoveryopta.us. And then can you? I'm gonna post it. Just type it on the chat.
Alrighty.
That's gonna be good for 48 hours or longer.
Yes, 40 hours. So it will be by the midnight on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, this is Saturday, Sunday. Okay, Monday. Yeah, Monday night. And so go ahead. We'll be doing a giveaway, guys. Don't forget about that. Get your code in HBN. What is this? 86, and we'll be doing the giveaway for tonight. And we'll let Link go through and show a few items of theirs, and just so you can kind of see a few of the things that they have. And we'll get moved on to the giveaway, and then we'll go back to some questions from the panel and the side chat.
So
I guess-
one
go
quick question
ahead.
for you, Hillbilly.
Yeah.
On the screws, do they come pre-Loctited? Because I know that's a huge concern for a lot of people out there when it comes to scope mounts in general, and anything that we mount firearms related. Does it come pre-Loctited? Because if not, then we need to know that so we're able to have that in advance.
Okay, I'll let
Yeah.
Link answer this.
The scope, the screws are not Loctite from the factory like that. Yeah, I think so. We consider the Loctiting is not really necessary because I'll explain in a little bit, but you guys are definitely welcome to do the Loctite, because me personally, when I mount my scope, I always Loctite it. So just because that's kind of like a practice, and the best practice. But out of the factory, like I said, is not Loctite, to answer your question.
Okay. And
So,
there's nothing wrong with that. There's tons of companies where they don't do that, and that's fine.
Yeah, right. So I'm just gonna extend just a little bit about the scope rings Mike just showed. And then this is our premium series of like 75 scope rings that we made. And then you guys probably noticed like on the picture, and also Mike, you didn't like show the inside of the scope rings, but I'm just going to show you guys here. And then one of the reasons you guys see there is the surface is not like anodized on the inside of these rings. It's because we use a process called board grinding before when we make these scope rings. Of course, they first are cut from the entire piece of like CNC from 75 like a T6 grade of aluminum, and then when we are done with the cutting part, and then we assemble these scope rings together, and then we actually grind off the inside with one like continuous like a machining tool through it, so that the axis of inside of the scope rings are actually should be perfectly aligned if you mount your scope properly, and then it removes the need for grinding or boring
Lapping.
your rings. Lapping. Yeah, good point. Lapping your rings, and then that is one of the highlight of, I guess, the highlight feature of our these scope rings, and also they definitely come with quite a bit more affordable price. If you guys know the PRS word of the shooting, and then Area 419 is the only other company that are doing it, and then we are just we try to make this process a little bit more affordable by doing it in terms of we're making it back here in China, so that machining part is quite a bit cheaper, of course, like labor, because if you really think of how these rings are made, there are a lot of labor work involved, because you need to put those screws one by one with proper torque when you're doing the grinding part. And then if I show you guys the video presenting the videos here, you guys can come to watch on this channel as well. So if you know like these kind of tests, like there's a tube, and then you can slide these test rings past these scope rings when you mounted them together, and then that shows like the axis actually straight. And then I'm not saying like all the companies' scope rings won't pass this test, but if you guys are particular about precision or like in terms of not damaging your scope as well when you shoot, and then this is actually one thing is kind of I will consider it's important to check. And then if it doesn't align, it looks like this. It like wouldn't go, the ring doesn't go through. So that's one of the highlight of the scope rings Mike just showed. And then yeah, this is one of our best selling product so far on Amazon. And then I think I consider this as like actually just if I use any scope ring, I personally would use these instead of pretty much anyone else. You might see like the scope rings sold by Vortex or even Arc and other brands are quite a bit more expensive, but this process actually, I consider them is like the crown jewels of what scope ring actually need, just because lapping scope rings takes time, and also people might not be doing it perfectly, and then might end up damaging stuff. But this one, we did it from the factory, so kind of echoes back of what our slogan is going to be, like redefining precision, and then this is one of the. And then, do you guys have any questions in terms of?
I just want to say here, Tommy talks about don't mix up your caps if they've been reamed, so pay attention to how you're taking them off and putting them on. And did you have some scopes you want to flip through real quick to show kind of like what you guys have, maybe starting out with the MS and then on up to some longer distance scopes, so people can kind of see what you guys have?
Yeah, of course. I guess I would start with the let's see. I'll start with the ED 5225 scope, which is like our best sellers so far, and also Moondog has a really good, very detailed reviews of that, and then you guys can check out his channel too. I got really big exposure and reviews of our product.
Yeah.
But let me pull up a picture really quick and just give me 1 second.
Well, talking about rings real fast, just so you guys know, I was looking at the price of the rings that Link was showing, and those rings are comparable to worn rings. Worn rings are 95% of what I use on everything. But when you have something that's comparable and they're already lapped and they're doing the extra work and they're taking the time and all the rest of it, and again, comparable price, that's well worth looking into.
Yeah, I would say Warren. Yeah, I like Warren's mountain rings. Like one of some of their stuff are like great. Do they make a? Does Warren make a really good like quick release mount or rings by chance? I think if I remember
I think
right.
they do.
Yeah. So those were the ones those are my favorites. But our rings are more comparable to the Area 419's rings because in terms of materials and then process for manufacture, if you guys can check out Area 419's, like their stuff are actually like really, really, really nice. I mean, of course, it reflects by the price too. So if I extend a little bit, just really quick, our 775 rings are, there's a major difference. Like we don't make our own bolts out of our machinery. So if you guys actually, I mean, whoever is really, really particular about the perfection of the scope rings, Area 419, they make the screws and bolts in-house so that they're actually a little bit step ahead in terms of like perfection into the rings. But we are in a kind of different strategy that we focus on the majority part. I mean, trying to get things as good as possible, let's say up to like a 90-95%, and then they are shooting for like 100%. So that reflects in price as well. But anyway, so much about the rings, and let's go through this one specific scope really quick, and then the Gen 2 5-25. Like our PRS scopes comparable to, let's say, the Arcane P5, the Vortex Manon 5-25, and then also, I mean, we're retailing it in a little bit cheaper in price. But when we first designed this product here, it's basically solely geared towards the PRS competitions, including like rimfire, NRL 22 rimfire communities, and then it has we'll call it, this is a full featured competition scope, which means we have the zero stop tactic turrets and good enough magnification for out to, let's say, 1200 1500 yard, and also of course, it's ED grade of lenses and then optical design that you should be able to make out target up to that distance as well. And then I guess if you guys look at the video review online, or especially the one Moondog has made, it will be much better than maybe much better than for me to explain it here in like 1 minute. But there's one thing I have to point out. The difference between this scope compared to like Arcane P5 or even like Vortex Venom is that we have put into an optical design to allow this scope to have quite a bit better depth of field compared to let's say Vortex Venom and the P5, so that when you are in competition, the shooter does not have to mess with the parallax wheel if they don't need to. Let's say if you're shooting a target from if you have a stage shooting target from like 300 yard and then 500 and then 700, and then what the competitor can do is if you just throw your parallax wheel to, let's say, a little bit under 500 yard, and then the target is clear all the way from, let's say, 300 all the way maybe up to close to 1,000, maybe 900 yards, so that oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's one thing that our scope has an advantage over those two competitors we're talking about. And then hopefully this can give the shooters a little bit more confidence and also a time advantage compared to the other two. And yeah, we consider this scope to be a like full-featured flagship scope that everyone can enjoy if you just handle it yourself and then take a look at it for yourself. And then all the specs are here on our website. You can take a look at it. Enough adjustment, good enough optical qualities, and also specially designed for PRS competitions. Of course, it's definitely well enough for like recreational shooting or like 22s blinking next to it. So, and we're selling this at a affordable price in terms of because we're selling directly from our manufacturer. Any other questions so far? Sorry, I've been talking a little bit.
If you don't mind, can you pull up that MS scope just to show people, like, if you're just an average deer hunter like me and you're going to be, 100 yards or less, I know I didn't really, because of YouTube, I couldn't really talk about the price point and everything like that. But I mean, I literally went to Walmart or wherever years ago and just bought, Leopold, whatever the case might be, that was basically in the same price range as some of this like that MS and some of these other stuff they have. Yes. And so, I just want to let you know that the prices are like really, really a good budget for what the clarity is and the functionality of the scopes. So, if you're not wanting to spend that much money, there is other options out there.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the reasons we present our MS series of scope is because the optical design for, let's say, if you're looking here, it's like a 4x or 6x or 3-9. The optical design has been matured and also even, let's say, settled for these kind of scope for many years, like over 15 years, something like that. And then what we have done in last year, the entire years, and one of our optical engineer has gone back and then reworked every single of the MS series of optical design of the MS theory of scopes, which means like one of the things everyone, including you guys who have reviewed all of these are going to review one of these scopes here in an MS series is going to be like, okay, this is not the MS 3G9x40 scope you guys have been looking through for like so many years. It's because we have reworked all of our optical design in these I would say old scopes, so that people can have a little bit new, like refreshed, let's say, knowledge or recognition of these things. But and like you mentioned, like the 3G9x40, these kind of scope has been around for so many years, and then also like we also know, Discovery has been making these for quite years, since 2014. It's been like 10 years since we're making these. So I can pretty much count on, okay, these things gonna probably last and also hold up to all the abuse that you guys can throw to them. But I think the optical design is probably the biggest difference in these things I'm representing right now compared to like everything else. And then I think the MS 39x40, like Mike has reviewed, is probably going to be a better choice for most people who are like hunting or shooting within, like, say 200 yards, because this is like simple enough. And then sorry, what was that?
Sorry.
Okay, and then this is probably like would meet most people's need. And also we have some other like fixed power options right here if you really need to shrink the size down, or just need some scope that is if you're like just getting started or teaching younger people like your grandkids or kids how to shoot. And then we have some of these ones as well. And then the focus distance adjustable version of these scopes are coming out. They haven't been on the shelf yet, but I guess they are already out of factory. I got not prototype. I got one of the samples right here in the office. If you guys give me a second, I can grab that for you. I think showing the scope is fine for you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll grab that for you guys, and then like I said, I think one of the reason, I mean, I'm assuming that could hold Discovery Optics in the future is that whoever is like pick up one of our scope and look through it, and then have a probably like a shock or wow factor of seeing this kind of optics clarity, and also like how good the optical performance is through the scope. But difficult part of the things I mean, our company has to work through is the scopes don't get projected beforehand. Before that, the customer is able to like pick it up and look through it, right? Yeah, that's the one thing we're working through right now. But yeah, any questions so far?
Yeah, I'd like to some of the panels. Not really, or I mean anybody on the panel, like to ask any questions.
A lot of us are long range shooters, and Bammer Dad threw it out there too. So, what would you recommend for long range shooting?
Depends on how you define the long range, because if you are shooting like, let's say, within the PRS competition range, let's say within 1,200 yard or even up to like 1,500, I would say the ED 5-25 is definitely your best bet, because it has been so far proven by some of the PRS shooters, also like YouTubers, that it's sufficient and not holding you back from doing all the things that you need. And of course, there's we consider like a lower budget version, which is only surprisingly only $100 cheaper than the HD 5-30 scope. If you think you really need to shrink the budget down to, let's say, $300 instead of $400. And we're coming out with some of the newer designs, such as like 5-40, which is already on the shelf, and also I can extend this to we're actually the 6-36 ED series of scope is on the make, and they will be coming out by the end of this year. So you'll have more options in the future to let's see, fulfill capability, or just to get a better scope in the near future. But right now, I would say if I have to pick any scope to do long range shooting within 1,500 yard, I personally would just pick the 5-25 ED 5-25.
Okay, and let me ask you, just for folks out there, have you personally taken that scope and shot it out at distance?
Sorry, can you say that again? I think I lost it.
Have you personally taken that scope yourself and shot it at a distance to that extent?
Yeah, so we have a local CMP range. I can shoot out to 600 yards, 500-600 yards, just with the paper target, and then I shot my AR up to 600 yard with our first generation ED 5-25 scope, and then yeah, that's my long range experience. But if you look up Epic Arms, it used to be Affordable Optics, and rightfully.
Oh yeah, Alex.
Yeah, Epic Arms. Yeah, Alex, right.
Yeah.
So he actually took a 338 Lapua and shot with that ED 5-25 scope up to, is that the 1,300 yard, or I can't remember. It's 1,300 meters, which is like over 1,400 yard distance. And then he scored, I think, a 6 out of 9 hit on his plate target. That's just something about the scope if you're really looking for the proof of capability, I guess.
Awesome. Also, guys, we got a giveaway to do here, and then on top of everything else, we want to talk about the fundraiser for Scotsman. We got a lot of cool giveaways. I mean, this is just one of them right here. And anyway, and also Discovery's jumping in on this giveaway for the donations go to Scotsman. So first of all, let's do the giveaway. Everybody loves to win free stuff. There's no doubt about that. I love it myself. And we got the skinny blue knife. that we'll be giving away. And so make sure you hurry up and get your hashtags in because Bubba sometimes counts really fast and you don't get a chance to get them in. Sometimes he like takes his time. We never know. So
Bubba is slower than molasses.
you never know though. He's awful
Depends if I got the runs or not.
surprise everybody. So make sure you hashtag in HBN86 and let's see who wins tonight. And then don't go anywhere because we still have some updates on the Scotsman fundraiser and all that stuff. So yeah, we still, and then of course we always try to do another little topic that's just fun for everybody. So don't go anywhere for sure. Yeah, nobody goes to the bathroom, Tim S says, because you do have to be present to win. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull up this giveaway tool and we'll see who the next person that gets to get in the Skinny Knife Club is. So we have 29 entries. And so, Bubba, I'm just going to throw this all over in your lap. That way they can cuss you and not me if they don't get in time. So,
Hashtag
Okay, all right. 10, 9, 8, 26, 37, 4, 3, 2.5, 1.5.
yeah, we still got them coming in.
That's why I did the 0.5. 0.45. 0.40.
102.
You know, we're going to spin it. Oh,
Spin
no.
it?
Spin
Did
it.
you say you don't
That
got to
came in.
spin it, or you said you got to spin it?
You know what? Spin it now.
Spin it now? Okay. We will do that, brother.
Head hurt bad. Head think talk. Go Rockton. Oh, look at there.
Boomstick.
Bonus
Oh my goodness. Now, I don't know. Like I've heard of Boomstick. I've heard of Boomstick Revenge. I've heard of Boomstick 22LR. I have no idea who this Boomstick Mark IV is. So
He said he got his channel taken down again.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
my goodness, poor feller, man. He gets more trouble than Walter does. So Boomstick, brother, email me at AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com and give me the name and address that you would like to have this sent to you, brother. And I'll get it sent right out to you.
I'm surprised my channel hasn't been taken down after that rant I did Wednesday.
Yeah, you had a pretty good rant, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to deposit like $5 in the swear jar.
Well, real quickly, before we get back to Link, we'll go back and give the panel a chance to address anything, questions or anything before. I know sometimes like Jamie and a few people may have to get off here, and then we are going to have another topic after this, so don't go anywhere. I want to remind everybody we are doing a fundraiser for the Scotsman, and I got a couple videos out there already, and I'll try to put out video every 2 or 3 days, kind of updating everything. And anyway, you know, the Weasel himself has always got in there and raised money for, you know, other families that has you know, been in need and stuff. And so he, you know, he definitely don't need a handout. He just needs a hand up, just like, you know, other people we've helped before. And so he didn't want to do this. I had to have Bubba get him in a headlock and Gary like hold him from behind, you know, and stuff. But we're like, dude, we're doing a giveaway regardless if you like it or not. We're going to be raising some money. We're going to be doing a giveaway. And so he sold so many seeds out there to other families in need. And, I think it's great that, some of that's coming back to him, and especially in a time of need. And so I just want to go over a few of the prizes. We got more coming in. And so what the deal is to be entered to win one of these prizes, all you got to do is just donate. And how you do that is, let me go ahead and throw up this email right here. You can contact me at americanhillbillyup@gmail.com, or if there's somebody else that's put out a video or something, or like people on this panel that you just like happen to have their email or whatever, you can contact them too. They'll get a hold of me. However, we'll make sure that your donation gets a Scotsman, and that you will be in the drawing for these prizes. And anyway, 100% of that money, that's why we're not doing super chats or any of that stuff, is because some of the companies, they'll take a percentage, and so everybody works hard for the money, and we want to make sure that 100% of your gift gets the Scotsman. And I tell you what, guys, we have some awesome giveaways. We really do. So I'm going to go over a few of these. Scotsman himself is donating a Burris scope. It's a full-filled E1 4.5 by 14 by 42 with the rings. Tactical Fudd, he's donated a $50 gift card from Midway or Brownells, your choice of which one that you would like to use it for. He's a YouTube channel donated a Garmin chronograph, guys, with an internal and external bag for it and everything. This is something that's really highly sought after. A lot of great reviews on this. And so also we have Mark Brown with Brownworks. He's donating the 1776 pistol stand. This thing is immaculate. It's beautiful. And excuse me, this is the one that you'll be receiving. And it is awesome. Mark's been on the show before. You guys seen the quality of work that he does and his company does. Great stuff. And thanks, Gary. But yeah, maybe you can get a better look at it. But yeah, that is beautiful. Got the live edges on it and everything. And this is just really, really cool. We got Hasbro. He's donating. This is something that's really cool too. It is a coal tack flat bag. Sorry. And basically it's like a shooting bag. And he 3D printed the adapter that hooks onto the bag. It's nice and wide, and it goes up. And then he's also including the bag, the adapter plate, and the Arca clamp. So with this thing, you literally can throw it up on something and it's flat. It's going to level out your rifle, for shooting. It's a really cool setup. Hasbro put a video out on his channel. Go check it out. We also have Discovery Optics. So they're donating some stuff. So Link, what are you guys donating? I'll let you go ahead and.
So we have a few MS329 scopes. Both you and Tom have reviewed, and also we have the rings. One of the rings we have presented a little bit. I have presented a little bit earlier, and then the let's see. Let me pull up the email. Mike, can you remind me what's the quantity of the product we are giving away for?
I believe it was 2 sets of scope
Mhm.
rings
Yeah.
and the MS scope, right?
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. 2 units. How many units of scope again?
I think for
Pardon?
each for a set for each of the scope for each of the scopes.
Scopes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be the MS 329 scope and also the set of rings I have just showed um, a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Well, let me be the first person to say thank you to you and to the company. I've never expected anything to ever come back to me for anything I've ever done over the years, and it is amazing to see people coming together to help me and do the things they're doing. And Hillbilly knows I'm not happy about it, but um, it's amazing to see. And then we have companies like yourself that jump in and help out, and I cannot say thank you enough. Um, Really, it just means a lot to me. Um, I know you want to be a part of this nation and be a citizen. And like I told you earlier, man, I'll help you out and I'll help you get here and do that. Whatever you need, we'll figure that out and make that happen. But um, I'm very, very appreciative of all the help and support.
Awesome.
It was
Alrighty.
Thank you. You're a very kind person. I appreciate it definitely.
And so before we go on any farther, I'd like to give the panel another chance to maybe ask Link anything. I know there's a few people we ain't heard from, and maybe somebody else that's already spoke's got another question or a suggestion or whatever the case might be. And we had a question out there a while ago. We got Michael Dunn, member for 8 months. Thank you, buddy, for being a VIP for 8 months, brother. Appreciate that. Anyway, dang, I lost track of mine for a second. I got excited, like, yeah, man, that's awesome.
Well, at least you ain't on mute.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly. Much
Michael
easier.
Dunn question because he did get his answer.
Oh, he did get an answer. Okay,
He did
awesome.
get the answer. I put it in the
Okay.
private chat so that
Okay,
Link could see
awesome.
it, and he
And
responded to him.
guys, I seen in private chat earlier. I wasn't for sure about this, but if when we so the goal we got set for Scotsman is a minimum of $2,000, right? So I don't think we'll do it next Saturday, but probably the following Saturday, we'll be doing the giveaway, and you will have to be present on the show to win. Just only because sometimes people win, you try to get a hold of them, you might not have their email, and they don't get back to you, or you have actually no contact for them, and so you have an awesome prize that nobody's claiming. And so that's the reason that we do you have to be here. That's the only reason. I mean, be honest with you. And because we got a lot of great, awesome prizes. And I think we got set up a really good uh, deal for that night. Also, I forgot to mention, and I apologize just because we don't have it quite set up yet, but Georgia Shooting Connection is coming through and giving away a reloaders package. And so that's going to be really awesome. I have, a few other emails, some other deals, people wanting to donate and to prizes and also give the Scotsman. So I thank each and every one of them for this. But we had 2,000 minimum $2,000 for the Scotsman. On that show, I regrettably am going to drink a hard seltzer. And I seen in a private chat something about somebody said that Gizzard's going to drink one too or something. I wasn't for sure about that, but
And that's a possibility.
so anyway,
We'll see what we can do.
we've done this before on some other fundraisers, and it's kind of painful to have to drink that stuff, the bubbly, stuff, but it's for a good cause. So anyway, make sure you check that out, and we'll go back to the panel real quick, and then we have another topic, that's going to be fun. So don't worry about, don't go anywhere. Anybody on the panel's got some more questions for Link?
So I have a question, but I really want Link to show the 4-16 scope that he's wanting to present for the last 5 or 6 minutes, and have him show that off real quick. Because he's our guest of honor. I mean, you go ahead and show the scope, brother. Go right on ahead.
Oh, okay. Can you guys hear me okay still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can bring it up here.
Oh, no.
Blackout's getting it.
Maybe hold it straight up in front of you. There you go.
Right here.
Right in front of your face and stuff, so it'll pick it up. They don't get lost.
It's starting to get it. It's
there we go.
There we go. Oh, nice.
So as you guys see, there's a objective focus wheel here. You can, if you guys can see, this one goes down to 5 yard, which is we know a lot of people like shoot air guns, air rifles, like in their basement and everything or backyard. So that's one of the features we definitely considered because this scope is made for pellet guns and break action air rifles and everything. And then it has a locking turret here.
Nice.
Friends and locks. And illumination here. And the magnification is 4-16.
No, one question I have, and I've never really got to talk to a lot of optics companies other than back when I was in the industry a little bit, and they didn't really get into too much detail. But I've seen a lot of companies doing what you're doing there, where the lighted part of it is back from the actual turret itself. Why is that? Why are you putting different things further away from the turrets themselves instead of being all connected?
So this is like a one of the legacy design of our scopes, because I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a wheel here on original illumination or side focus place right here. And then this is actually a pellet wheel for 22 caliber. So that you can actually put the pellets in here, or like the pellets wheel, and then put it on here. And then that's what one of the features that we had before for our legacy scopes. But definitely in the future, we're considering making it a little bit more traditional, conventional looking, like the other ones. Let me show really quick. This is the new 1-8 scope. I think Tom, you have already received, but this is one of the 1-8, and this one has the on this side here, like the focus parallax and also illumination right here. And also, if you guys also notice, this one, the 1-8 scope, has a sight focus, and also it goes down to 5 yard too.
So I correct me if I'm wrong, Link. I think with the MS for that particular model, because it is it's not an etched reticle. It's not an etched on the glass reticle. It's a laser cutout reticle, or like sort of traditional, actual hairs, but in this case, cut out. I don't know if it's metal or plastic polymer.
Yeah, we call it metal wired reticle.
Wired, yes. Yeah. So that may be the reason why the positioning of the illuminator, since those wired reticles are traditionally closer to your objective, the illuminator has to be back here. But where etched reticles, they're on the glass, they can be on the turret, because that's where the etching is. So I that's my guess.
Oh, so the position of the reticle only matters if it's like first focal plane or second focal plane. But all the MS series of scopes, as far as I know, they are second focal plane. So the reticle is positioned. Let's see if I can bring it up here. It's somewhere around here in this area, back here, and then front focal plane is like, oh gosh, it's not showing. It's like right around here.
Yeah.
And the second focal plane is usually around here. So the turret, the illumination turret here is closer to where the reticle, and then you're totally right.
Okay. The only reason I asked is because it becomes a problem when people are mounting scopes when you have an additional piece in the way.
Yeah.
When you're trying to set that up for your eye relief.
Yeah, we are definitely aware of that because all of our all other scopes geared towards U.S. market and then Europe is having those kind of conventional designs, and then we're gradually shifting out of our legacy ones to our newer ish designs in the future. But it takes time, so.
Well, I understand. Again, it was just a question because again, it's just something that I've noticed where a lot of companies are doing that, but it becomes a problem when you go to mount it and try to get that correct eye relief.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now I'm going to ask my question.
You bet,
I want to
buddy.
hit that out here until the 4 to 16.
Sorry, it got blocked out a little bit. Can you say it again?
I said I'll go ahead and ask my question now. I wanted to make sure that you had a chance to show the 4 to 16 since you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes it doesn't show up. I really wish the indicator for private chat would show up on the screen whenever you're monitoring and stuff like that, so that's easier to see. Because sometimes you don't see that over there, and I'm guilty of it too. So I really wish they'd fix that. But one of my questions is, I see you have a lot of cantilever scopes, scope mounts, and I was curious if there's anything in the production for inline for the scope mounts, the inline.
In terms of inline, do you mean like the one-piece mount does not have like a forward extension?
Yes.
Yes, we do. I'm actually, if you give me a few minutes, I'm gonna show you guys something really quick.
Because that's interesting. Because I do like the internal lug design that's on the 7075s, but I do want to try an inline, and I think that would be one of the best things to start with because I don't have one yet, and I would like to. If I'm going to test something out from you guys, I would like to have something that I haven't had yet, and because that would be interesting to me because it would be a new learning curve for me, and it would also I like to learn stuff. All right, that's just me. So that would be interesting. So if y'all are coming out with one with the lug design in it, that would be phenomenal, actually.
Awesome. And can I break in real quick, Bubba, and let you finish in just a second? I know Jamie's got to go, and so I want to give him the opportunity. He's got church and Sunday school in the morning that he's got to teach. So, Jamie, would you like to plug whatever you guys got coming up on Georgia Shooting Connection and yourself, and any last comments, buddy?
No. I just say everybody get those donations in, and let's raise some money for our brother, and that's what needs to be going on. We got a lot of great prizes out there already. There'll be more coming in. It's great to see Cyclops Joe wants to donate a scope as well.
Yes.
So thank you for that, Joe. We appreciate you. And I'm getting out of here. I hate to leave this, man. Y'all know how I love talking about stuff, but I just got to get to bed. So thanks for having me, guys.
Brother.
Great seeing you, brother.
Good night.
Good night, buddy. Guys, go and check out JH586 and subscribe if you ain't done it already. And Georgia Shooting Connection. Great stuff over there. So go show them some love and support. And I'll real quick. Anybody else need to jump off right now? Everybody good? Oh, Mark?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out.
All right, buddy.
I'm gonna check out before I fall asleep sitting here. Been a great day. Been a great night.
That'd be the
Wonderful.
first.
I guess I gotta get to the shirt, man.
I can taste the sarcasm.
It's been a great day. I've been up early. I've been having a great time. It's time to check out. We're gonna get up early and head up to play some airsoft. So good night, all. Been great.
Good night, Mark. Thanks a lot, brother.
Good
Appreciate
seeing you, Mark.
it.
Appreciate it, brother.
Good night, Mark.
Oh, Mark, real quick. I forgot to write it down because you mentioned it last night. You have a giveaway for Scotsman. Oh my goodness, how did I forget this? Do you have it handy?
No, actually, I have it down in the shop. I stained it tonight. There's a 45 Colt or 45 ACP holster, and there's going to be another one I'm going to work on this week. 45 Colt, like a single action army. So we're going to have 2 holsters putting up there in the giveaway. We'll see what they look like. I'm not great at it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I'm learning a little bit to.
Mark is being extremely humble. Mark is extremely good at what he does. I have multiple holsters, belts, you name it from this man, and he is damn good at what he does. So
yes, and he gave a sneak preview last night on George Shooting Connection, and he's done some tooling on this, and it looks really awesome. It's such a cool holster, and we just got a sneak peek at one of them. That was for the 1911, I believe, and so those are also going to be added. I'm so sorry about Mark. I went to write him down last night, and I didn't have my notebook in front of me, and I forgot. I am so sorry, buddy.
Nope, no problem. I'm not trying to be humble. I don't do a great job. I try what I can. It looks okay. It doesn't look great compared to some really, really good stuff, but we're gonna get those out there. There's gonna be 2 holsters available for the drawing. One for a 1911, one for like a 45 Colt single action, and just trying to help my brother, the Scotsman.
well, from people that own your stuff, we disagree.
Well, thank you. So, good night, all. Hope everybody has a great weekend, great week ahead.
Night, Mark.
Good
Have
night.
some good trigger time, Mark.
Thanks.
Good night, Mark.
Take it easy, man. Love you, brother.
You guys, go over and check out Mark Thomas. Great show, great YouTube channel. Not only shooting, but leather work with holsters and everything. Go there and show him some love and subscribe. And I believe Moondog, you said you got to jump out of here too, buddy.
Yeah, I got my usual. I got choir, but this is there's a special series of mass. I'm Roman Catholic, so there's a thing called novena mass. It's 9 days of going to church in a row.
Yeah.
So they do these special ones for the big feasts, like the Feast of St. Anne, which is the church that I go to. So that it's once a year we have a 9-day series of church services that the choir is obligated to be at to sing. So this is the 4th day so far, and of course Sundays I got to be there in the morning. So that's the reason why I have to jump off. Yeah,
definitely, buddy. Well, we sure appreciate you and thank you so much for everything.
Of course.
And you'll get a hold of Cyclops Joe, and you know that's awesome that he's donating a scope to. Tell him thank you so much, and like to have him on here if he'd like to come on. You know, again, he's been on here once. He had us rolling on the floor the entire time. The guy is hilarious, and
well, he apologizes. He's got chores to do today, so he can't join us tonight. But yeah, I'm sure when his schedule opens up.
I'll throw it out there one more time, guys. If you're interested in scopes and looking at trying to get into something, check out Moondog. Moondog does excellent reviews, breakdowns.
Oh yeah,
and goes through everything
when
it comes to scopes. And He's one of the best ones that I've seen. As
Me
far as
too.
that goes.
Well, thank you
There
so
you
much,
go.
Scotchman. And I'd like to also plug, just like you plugged me, I'd like to plug Cyclops Joe. If you guys don't know of his channel, and you should, I learned most of the stuff that I know about scopes from watching his channel. He's just hilarious. Is one of the most profanely hilarious channels out there. I'm surprised he hasn't been, he hasn't been kicked off of YouTube just for all the money that he's put into Swear Jar but he's a God honest, genuine person, and he's really straight up with how his opinions on scopes. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not going to be he's not going to be as diplomatic as sometimes I am with my reviews.
Man, I can fill above a swear jar. I can do that in less than half a chat.
So yeah, definitely check out Cyclops Joe. He has such a great reviews on optics, and hopefully I'll get if you don't already have a connection with Cyclops Joe link, I'll hook you guys up.
Alrighty, buddy. Thank you so much for being on this evening, and thank you for the collaboration and us getting to meet Link and Discovery Optics and this and everything. I appreciate it, brother.
Of course.
Guys, if you've not been to Moondog's channel, go check it out. Moondog Industries, Moondog Go. Not only does he have a great channel and, like Scotsman was saying, great reviews on scopes and everything else, he also most usually has a great giveaway like once a month or so often. And I believe Hillbilly Nation's probably still on the top of percentages of winning his giveaway. So,
Well, you still have a chance to win this one.
yes. The spine scope.
Yep. So that's still up. So go to moondogindustries.com/contest.
I got my entry in.
Good.
So.
Well, good luck, everybody. Thanks again, Link, for joining us tonight. And it's great talking with y'all.
Yep.
Well, thanks a lot, buddy. We'll see you. You have a
Night, Moondog.
Good night.
So, Link, I seen you have a picture pulled up. Are you wanting to share?
Yeah, someone was asking about the one-piece scope mount, and then here is it. And this is our we call it competition scope mount, one-piece mount here. And then we do realize that there's a need for people who are putting red dots or even like the range finder ballistic calculators here, which is basically the Vortex Impact 4000 so far right here. So we added rail here on the front, but this piece is not conventionally like the conventional ones is connected to the top cap of the scope ring is separate piece, so you can actually dismount like unmount this part of the rail and then keep the scope rings right here. And then this is the with 3 screws and then 4 on the bottom, and then this is supposed to be like the heavy duty, the ones you can put on your like AR rifles, one with a high impact, high recoil, and then like a heavy duty, heavyweight one for competition. And also, if you guys probably noticed, there's a piece of this device right here, and then we are. This is also in the process of being designed. That is, I call it competition mate or competition device, and then it looks like. Can you guys still see?
So that's a level.
Yeah, it's electronic level, and also we incorporated some other functions like one other function is like a timer here in it, so you can basically keep your timering count during PRS competitions, so that you guys can use it as the timer plus the electronic levels. And then there's different ways to mount it. It's like this one is attached directly to the scope mount, and then you can mount it vertically or horizontally. And also we definitely have the Picatinny rail mount. You can put it down here or here, and and that's vertically or horizontally. It's like pretty flexible device right here. And then with the standard interface for mounting the rail or the competition mate here.
That's pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm. And then we do realize like a lot of people are they like the idea of electronic levels, but the ones made by MTT is like if I recall correctly, it's like this single device is $200 something, and then I think they just came out with another competition timer. It's like separate device that costs another like maybe $80 or $70. So all total add together with the timer and also a electronic level, and you're spending roughly around $300 price. And then we thought, okay, why don't we make something like this and then put it like everything in one, and then with enough thought and then process and manufacturing into it, and we should be able to make this relatively cheap, probably around or just under $100 in price, that can benefit a little bit more, benefit quite a bit more people instead of keep the price up and then gear only towards people who are like doesn't really look at the price tag. They will just want the latest and greatest, right?
Oh, nice.
Right. And it's good to hear that you're keeping price in mind for folks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, if you guys notice, there's we are coming up with a different or a newer version of the Flip podcast right here. This looks like similar ones from other scope companies, but this one we made this one actually is much high quality, and then when you flip up, it actually floats flat on the top, so you can actually see the turret over it instead of maybe leaving this like underneath or on the side. Like the flip up caps before, and then these will come standard as our new scope coming out, like a 6-36, and maybe the generation 3 version of our other ED series of scopes. So yeah, we're constantly innovating and improving.
Okay, so it'll flip up and stay like straight and not go all the way up against the turret. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna fold flat on top, like sitting on top of the ocular lens.
Nice.
That's cool. That's pretty dang cool, man.
Oh, nice. I love people coming up with, I like to call it common sense, designs. It's like, oh, why didn't somebody think of that before? And, it's just kind of common sense. And every time Bubba keeps showing himself, he's got more stuff on him. I don't know what you doing, Bubba.
I don't know what you're talking about. You okay, Hillbilly?
Bubba's got some issues, man. Y'all gotta be careful, man. Watch out for Bubba.
So, Michael Dunn says, so you guys have a bipod?
Yes, that one is just a conventional bipod we are putting out together just to test the water, and then we are thinking of designing our own bipod products. But that one, I have to say, we didn't make the product. It's just a conventional one for people's benefit, because some people would order things from our website, and then it's just a convenience of they can grab something that they need for shooting. So.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's.
We all know you got to test the market and see what's there and figure out what's going on. So.
Yeah.
So here's like a video of me showing the prototype of the level, how it works, and then hopefully if it makes sense or not. So let me just pause it really quick. So this is like what the screen we're expecting to be looking like, and then on the top right here, there's a timer here, And also on the left, on the bottom, the bubbles right here, it basically acts like a bubble level. So if you are level, is on in the middle, it's like green. And then if it's canted to the left, it will be showing like blue, and then right on the red on the right side. And also there is a number of if how much you're tinting, what degree, how much, what is the number of degree you're tinting on both sides right here. So and it's canted to the right.
Okay.
And then can to the left. So can to the left, and come back. And then I'm moving the rifle, model very subtly, so it's like not going through too quick.
Oh, nice.
And this is supposing what the screen should be looking like. Of course, there are different modes. Like sometimes people like this is like a little bit too much information and cluttered right now on this, but we will have the option of switching mode, like only showing the level with the timer and also everything in the future, so that when you are in the competition, you don't get cluttered with too much information. For example, the degrees of how much you're tinting is not really necessary during the like a PRS competition, so that you only see the timer and then the level here.
Awesome. That's good stuff, buddy. Yeah, and so far from things I've looked at from your guys' website, I'm really loving your prices because I grew up here in these mountains of Ozark Mountains, and we always try to watch our money the best we can. And so when you can get something that's quality and for a good price, that means a lot. I think everybody likes a good deal, regardless of what it is. And so I'm really, glad to see, companies working, doing solutions, trying to make something better and put it out there for a fair price because, as we've all felt here in the United States and probably across the world, price of everything's gone up. And so it's nice to find something that is a little more realistic and still good quality. So I'm always very thankful anytime I come across something like that. And I think most everybody is. And we have one more topic that we're going to hit real quick before we get out of here. But Bubba, I'm keeping looking. I figure you're going to come up next with full arm tattoos and stuff like that. You started
that
out
would be
with
hilarious if I could do that.
a helmet and then a mask, and now you got your chest protector. All your rig on, looking good, buddy.
I know what you're talking about.
But I do know Gizzard and Garage Guy. They've not asked anything. Is there anything you guys would like to ask, or whatever? The link before we get on to this next topic, and then we're going to do this next topic pretty quick and go ahead and get off here and let everybody go do some stuff. But yeah, Gary or Garage
Let
Guy?
me go first because I'm fairly well known as the one guy on this panel that doesn't own any scopes. So I don't know anything about them. So the
You
dummy
do have
just,
an AR.
that's true, but it doesn't have scope. It has a red dot.
Well,
Uh,
so any questions at all or anything? Or
Not really. I mean, I've heard some good questions tonight. And honestly, it seems like a great company to work with. If I go to get a scope, I know where I'm going to look. That's for sure.
well, good, awesome. Yeah. And Garage Guy, how about you, buddy?
Well, I've been mainly kind of hanging back out of the conversation because of the internet time lag here. I didn't want to be rude and end up interrupting anyone. But yeah, I got to tell Link something right now. I am very interested in your products. You gave us some really good information about it. I'm very interested, and I only have one. Well, I do have an AR, but I just have iron sights on it, and it's only a self-defense weapon. But I am looking something for maybe some long-range rimfire shooting, and I'm very interested, in your product. And you made a really great presentation tonight. I believe you're going to be very successful in the future. You know, I gotta say thank you for the good information.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words. I mean, I guess I'm a kind of a person. I like to be a little bit more innovative and also like improve myself over the time. And also like this company's ethics or values actually fit what I'm looking for. So yeah, and yeah, if you're looking for what kind of firearm you're looking to shoot a long range rimfire with, if you mind me asking.
Well, I was thinking about one of the Ruger precision rifles, maybe chambered in either 22 Magnum or 17 HMR.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think I'm not 100% sure, but last time I checked the NRL 22 competition, they only allow air rifles and also the 22 long rifles ammo instead of the 22 Magnum and 17 HMR. So I mean, of course, they don't hurt to if you shoot them recreationally, but I know a little bit more about the 22 long rifles and everybody's choice in the NRL 22 competitions a little bit more. I think majority of the people who are shooting precision rimfires, they base their build on either the Tika T1X platform and or the CD457. It's going to be either one of those, or there's another company making the like a more higher end or custom built rimfire rifles called Rimax. I think that's what is it. Oh, there's another one. It's the Bagara. I think that's one of the companies more popular.
Yeah.
I think that's how to spell it. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what I've seen so far. And also if you, I mean, I think Ruby Precision is like they have like I've seen those in the store, and they have a really good, nice chassis. You can adjust your length of pull, cheek weld, and everything. And also, I've seen people have good results in the competition as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
in terms of selection of scopes, I think the Discovery's 5-25 should definitely fit in that role pretty comfortably. You can get I've seen people shooting with that scope with the 22 long rifle up to maybe 300-400 yards. And they can get pretty good results with. But yeah, if you don't mind, you can let me know when you are thinking of setting one up, and then I'll see if I can manage to get you one of those the scope sent to you, either for review or your own shooting.
Awesome. Good stuff, brother. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate that. Yeah.
So before we get off here, I know we went a little over time, but man, we've been having a great time. Uh, um, let's go ahead and hit this last deal. We talked about favorite songs, then for a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, 5, whatever it was, and we went through some movies. And as always, we like to kind of break this up. Something to do with like music, cars, whatever. And so I think we'll probably do something like this or something else. I'm not for sure for later on, in the coming weeks. as our like late night topic. But I figured everybody could go through with this pretty quick. I knew he was going to be super busy tonight, having a guest like Link on, and so the topic is for the side chat and the panel favorite TV sitcom. And Bubba, we'll save you for last because, as always, DJ's not here, so you're on your own tonight as far as like filling everything in.
Yeah, I get
I
back
don't know
up.
where DJ is. We miss him tonight. But anyway, this is just everybody can give one, and then we can always one or two, and then we'll because that way you give everybody a chance to get some out there. And then we can always do some honorable mentions. So anyway, Gizzard, let's start with you, and we'll work our way around the panel.
So are you talking something that's on now or of all time?
Anytime, whatever your favorite is, if it's now or several years before.
Favorite? Gosh, there's so many. I guess I'll just have to throw one out there. One I've enjoyed watching. I used to enjoy watching it with my dad all the time. And I'd call it a situation comedy anyway, is Hogan's Heroes.
Oh, great show. Great show. Oh my goodness, there's so many out here on the side chat too.
Dad was in World War II. He always laughed his head off when we watched that together. So
Yeah. You and Info Bros had the same.
Oh, I didn't even see it. I was trying not to look at it because, and I could have named 100 others, but that's one that came to my head. So
Awesome. So thanks, Gary, and we'll jump right over to you, Scotsman.
Uh-oh. Scotty, no.
Well, he may have to step away for a second. Like I said, he's having a lot of trouble with his back and hips and legs and stuff. So we'll come back to him when if he gets back on here. So we'll go ahead and drop on down to you, Grudge Guy.
Well, I have two, and this can the sitcom be animated?
Animated sitcom?
Do what, buddy?
Uh-oh. No, Mark dropped out. Okay.
Can the sitcom be animated?
Yeah.
You know, cartoon sitcom.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, all right. My second favorite was mentioned in the side chat. I gotta go. Al frickin' Bundy, Married with Children. But my favorite one, I'm talking Team Stewie Griffin, Family Guy. Yeah.
I love it. Oh man, good one. Yep, good stuff. So, Link, we'll jump over to you. What was your favorite sitcom? One or two of them?
I mean, I don't think I watched a lot of sitcoms even back when I was in the States, but I would say Studio C. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it's like a clean, like LDS, like oriented show.
Yes, the poker hand was probably one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Yes, Studio C. Yes, and then it's pretty clean for the kids and everything. And then I've watched quite a few of them, but not a lot. I guess I'm still not like too Americanized yet. And then I've got some really good options like you guys mentioned. I think I'm gonna go check them out too.
Okay, so Bubba, we'll give you a shot here, and then we'll do some honorable mentions.
Well, if I had to pick, probably one of my favorite sitcoms, and it's tied, so I have to say two. But if I had to pick between the two of them, the first one would be Taxi.
Oh,
Taxi,
good
Taxi
one.
was one of my favorite things to watch as a kid. And I love Danny DeVito. I love Tony Romero in it, and absolutely loved what's his name? Oh my gosh, the crazy doctor from Back to the Future. Oh, I'm losing my mind here.
Oh, on Taxi.
Gosh, I can't remember it. Christopher Lloyd, I think's his name.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
I absolutely loved him. He was one of my favorite characters they ever introduced in the series. And he's everything to do with him just still reminiscent of beauty in comedy series. And that was back in like the late 70s, early 80s. Beautiful, beautiful show. And then second would have to be, and I'm only saying this because I've been watching it like crazy and I'm anticipating the next season, Has Been Hotel. It's been absolutely hilarious to watch that series, and I cannot. It is not mild humor at all. Very dark, considering the fact the scenario is they're in hell, but loved it. Absolutely loved it. But definitely, Taxi would take the cake for me.
Every time I hear the song "Strange," I think of Christopher Lloyd in Taxi, because they had that one like commercial deal or whatever playing that song and showing him and Taxi, and it was hilarious. And every time I hear that song, I just think of him.
one of the best episodes of Taxi, and I will stand on this hill. I will die on this hill. Is the one where Chris Lloyd goes over and he meets his dad again, and he remembers that he's a millionaire, and he's just like, "Dad, I don't want the money. I just want to know who I am or where I am." It's just like it was pure gold, pure gold. One of my favorite episodes. Now, I would say Married with Children, but it's already been mentioned. But that's a close second. That's a close second.
There you go.
I just loved every time a fat woman walked in. He was just like, "Oh gosh, man, you weigh too much for these shoes." She goes, "How dare you say that to my face?" He looks at her and says, "I'd say it to you behind your back, but I don't have enough gas in my car."
So let's start back up with Gizzard and do some honorable mentions.
Oh, honorable mentions. Let's see if I could throw out anything obscure that nobody else is going to throw out, because that's kind of my thing. And a lot of people might not even remember this, but there used to be a series called Soap.
Oh yeah,
many years ago with Billy Crystal. And yeah, that
if
was
you're a Star
always
Wars fan, you gotta know who's in Soap.
Mark Hamill in it at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Also Billy Crystal, right, Gizzard?
Yeah.
Billy Crystal in there, Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Trying to think who all was in there. Let's see. I might as well get a third one in here while I'm at it. Let's see. Oh, how about let's go some old fashioned stuff. Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, love it. I love it. Good night, Dwayne. Oh man, there's been so many out there on the side chat too, man, and the panel brings back some great memories. So, Scotsman, you got any honorable mentions, brother?
No.
I don't know if he's back yet or not. So we'll skip on down to Garage Guy.
All right, I'm going to mention a couple that came on back in the 70s, and a lot of people might not remember them, but there was one. The star of it was an actor that passed away very young, Freddie Prinze, Chico and the Man came on
Oh
Friday night
man,
on
yes, I
NBC.
love it.
Let's see. Oh boy. Bob Newhart show came on CBS Saturday night.
Yeah, and poor Bob Newhart passed away not
And
very long ago.
I got to go. Yeah, just a couple of days ago. You had I can't remember, Carol O'Connor mentioned several times in the side chat. All in the Family. They there is no way. I mean, the show was not vulgar. Uh, it was just somebody looking at America's problems back in those days, and they just kind of a regular guy giving his opinion, and then you had the son-in-law, was always against him, and things
Meathead?
always seemed to work out on that show, but they could never make that kind of show today here in the United States without people just losing it.
Or the spinoff, we can't forget the Jeffersons spinoff of Archie Bunker.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. So Link Chain, have you thought of any others or
I don't think so. Like, I mean, I just haven't watched too much of shows and TV, so like yet, I guess.
we understand, buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
So I want to name a few.
Yeah.
So I love sitcoms. I record them, and then that's my TV. Even though I've watched them time after time after time again, because the years, like, you forget stuff, and and for me, it's like, even though I might like remember what's going to happen next, I just enjoy it. And so I've thought of a few that has not been thrown out there yet, or at least I've not noticed. F Troop was a very funny, sitcom for me. I loved it. And so many of them's been thrown out there. See what else? There's so many of them. Like, I'm a big fan of, like, MASH, all that, but also I had not seen Bonanza out there yet tonight. Green Acres.
Would you actually consider Bonanza a sitcom? More of a drama, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess it would be a drama. Yeah, you're right on that. Yeah. See, see, what else did I have? See, Green Acres. Oh man, Vision Factors after Shameless. Oh my goodness, I waited until that series was completely done before I started watching it, because I'm kind of like that. I like to wait until it's all done. Same way with my next one, Trailer Park Boys. Ozzy comes in with "Welcome Back, Kotter." Oh, another great one. Oh man, Little House on the Prairie. Yes, that is a great one. Oh my goodness, Maud, Gloria, Archie Bunker's Place. Yeah,
Yeah, those were all spinoffs from All in the Family.
Yeah,
and let's see, Good Times.
Yeah,
Is it
Good
Good
Times.
Times was a spinoff of Maude.
Yeah.
Well, what's it called? 19, or is their address? For some reason I can't remember it.
704 Hauser Street.
Well,
just
off of the Jeffersons.
Jeffersons?
Yes, the maid, she had her own show after that.
Oh, yeah.
They all lived in an apartment building. What was the name of that? Is the address of that apartment building? Is what the name of the sitcom was.
That one I don't know.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Situation comedies, G Webs.
Okay,
Yeah,
Florence. Florence, in her spinoff, went to work at a hotel at like head housekeeper.
That's what I thought.
Because the guy that played from MASH was the hotel manager.
Yeah. G Webs nailed it.
704 Hauser Street, the actor that played James, the actor that played James Evans on Good Times, he played the husband who moved into Archie Bunker's house on 704 Hauser Street. And he was just a Afro-American version of Archie Bunker. And his views was just opposite of what Archie's was. But I don't think that lasted but one season.
Well, G Webs actually nailed what I was trying to refer to. 227 was the name of that sitcom where Florence had her own show.
I just looked it up. It's called Checking In.
Hey,
Oh,
guys.
really?
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
we gotta go.
Oh, you gotta go, Bubba?
No, he's
Yeah,
got
it's
to
already lunch
Oh.
hour for me. I might be missing it a little bit, but I'm yeah, I do.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Link. Appreciate it. And we're about to end the show anyhow.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you'd like to leave us with?
I think I covered everything that I have planned. But if you guys like, whoever was on the show today needs to reach out to me or get some of the product out to you guys to review in your channel and everything, or just to test out. And then can you do me a favor just to forward my email to them?
Yeah, you
for
bet,
mine and Anna's email to them so that we can establish. Just to get in contact with everyone so that so we can do some collaborations all together. So it's just not just me talking about our product, so you guys can actually see it.
Yeah, that's really nice and very generous of you guys. Yes, I will definitely get your information out to them, your Nana's. If you guys, if you're a content creator and you want to do some test and review, let me know and I will share Link and Anna's email with you guys. Very nice people. Just really enjoyed working with them so far. So anyway, thank you so much, Link, for being here. Appreciate it. You're welcome to come back on anytime. Just let me know if you guys got a new product or anything like that. Just let me know. You're welcome back anytime. And
I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a great time. This is the first time for me, but I hope I can get a little bit more experience talking in talking to the media like this in the future. But thank you for inviting me. It's great.
You did wonderful,
thank you,
brother.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for supporting and then also all the questions and everything. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
Link.
Appreciate you, Link.
You guys have a good night.
Buddy.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. Hillbilly 227 starred the same actress, but it was not the same character.
Yeah.
The Jeffersons. It's another show she did afterwards. But it wasn't a spinoff from the Jeffersons.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, you are correctly right on that.
But she did have a show that was a spinoff from the Jeffersons too.
Yeah. If I remember, when the Jeffersons was winding down, the same television company liked her and all that, and so they offered her that show. And and that Sanford & Son was another one. Guns and Water got it out there. That was one of my other ones, and I forgot as I was sitting here watching everybody. When you brought up Chico and the Man, automatically I was thinking Sanford & Son.
Yeah. Sanford and Son came on at 8 o'clock. Chico and the Man at 8:30 Fridays. Yeah.
Now Chico was on Sanford and Son a couple times, right? Or was he not?
I don't remember.
No.
He wasn't.
No.
No. One show came on after the other.
Okay, so there wasn't no collaboration between them.
No.
And
no.
I seen somebody earlier said talking about Flo, and then Ozzy shows out Kiss My Grits. Was that Mills Diner or no Alice? That was
Alice
the
was the name of the
Alice.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she spun off for a season or two on her own show, but it wasn't real successful.
Yeah.
It was just called Flow, I believe.
So I got an honorable mention, and the only reason why I'm saying this one is because it's an honorable mention for a sitcom because it wasn't supposed to be funny. It was supposed to be serious. But when you watch the acting, it was nothing but hilarious. Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows was the funniest thing in the world if you were into dark humor and just laughing at how horrible the acting was. Of course, then again, I could say any soap opera could be considered that too because they were that bad. It would just be funny as heck. It's like, all right, what's going on with these guys right now? Oh, they're twins. They're aliens? What? You can say that about any soap opera. There's always some outlandish crap that were just like, this is so stupid. What was it? One Life to Live, I think they did that on. And it was just like, what in the world's going on? And Gun Websites does say that he did remember Chico on Sanford and Son.
Well, that's what I was trying to look up here. And actually, I did not get an actual answer from Google.
Yes,
some
he
reason
did
I
appear
thought
in
it
one
was.
episode.
Did he?
Yes.
Because I thought it did, but I wasn't for 100% for sure. Oh, Knots Landing, Tim S. Oh my goodness.
I can't remember. Oh, that was a spinoff from Dallas.
Yeah.
That wasn't a sitcom either.
No.
No.
No, those aren't sitcoms.
No, that was the Ewing brother that moved away from the bunch in Texas. He went to California.
Yeah, Dallas wasn't a sitcom either.
Bordertown was another funny one.
No.
Not well known, but it was funny.
Oh.
But one of the best episodes of Married with Children. Best episode of Married with Children is the 2 episodes they did with Sam Kinison.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be the angel.
He
or
was a
whatever.
ghost of the angel. Yeah.
Now, nobody's brought up one, but when I was a teenager, this was a really popular show, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was out there earlier, and that Welcome Back Carter was hilarious. I mean, that's John Travolta.
Yeah, that's very early John Travolta.
Yeah, that's I assume that's where he got his start.
Yeah.
I think. Vinny Bomberino.
Didn't they call it gang
Sweat Hogs?
the Sweat Hogs or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a great show, and it's actually like some of the TV shows that I watch. They get for free TV on just regular antenna. You have your Rewind TV and all those. And anyway, actually, right now, Welcome Back Carter is on Rewind TV, and so I've been recording some of those. And then we can get up even newer. There's some newer shows that was kind of good, but not as good as the older ones. One I was just thinking, and it wasn't never did really. I don't think they ever really made it real popular. But news radio, it had
I
a
saw it
pretty
a
much,
few times.
yeah,
Yeah. Phil
it was
Hartman.
pretty
Yeah, he was
funny.
on there.
Had a couple Saturday Night Live people on there, and Phil Hartman and the skinny guy. Doggone it, can't think of his name right now.
You had Third Rock from the Sun. That had Jane Curtin from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
Tim S. brings up WKRP. Oh, yeah. I
yeah,
used to watch it
definitely.
every time it came on. Very funny show.
Yes,
Gary, you probably
definitely.
watched because of Pamela Anderson.
Who?
No,
Oh,
it was what was her
I'm
name?
going
It
to say
wasn't Pamela
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 Anderson.
Anderson
Anderson.
wasn't on that show.
No,
It was
Lonnie Anderson.
Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah.
Lonnie
Yeah,
Anderson.
Kyle, hey buddy,
Yeah.
how you
I couldn't
doing?
remember her name either.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that in most episodes, I think I heard it every episode, but there's sometimes I couldn't find it. Les Nessman had a band-aid somewhere. It may have
Yeah.
been on his
And move
glasses, on
around
his
in every
hand,
episode. Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, and that was always those times watching. I was looking for Les Nessman's, band-aid, and then you have Johnny Fever that later on went to do that newer show where he's a teacher in school. What's the name of that one?
Oh, God.
Uh,
I watched it a few times.
yeah, doggone it. He was teaching a really smart group of students or whatever.
It's called Head of the Class.
Class, yeah,
I had to look it up.
and
Howard Hessman is the name of the actor.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
Howard Hessman also played a radio station manager on that 70s show.
mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Bonnie and Terry, that wrote the 70s show, Third Rock from the Sun, and all that, they were SNL writers. They're married, a guy and a girl, and they did a lot. They wrote movies. They wrote a lot of these real good, Third Rock from the Sun, 70s show, 80s show, or was it 90s show, whatever. But anyway, they they were Saturday Night Live writers, and we're talking about the turkey drop. This guy's my witness. I thought turkeys could fly. Les Nessman reporting on the ground. How's it going, Les? Yeah, he was the same guy. G-Webs.
He's the same guy, but it wasn't the same character.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the turkey drop. Me and my wife, I could have that recorded, and before Thanksgiving every year, we watch that episode of WKRP. Of course, you can find it on YouTube also, but oh wow, Mr. Bob comes in with some information here. Said while filming the first episode of WKRP in Cincinnati, Richard Sanders, Les Nessman, was cut in the forehead when a light hit his head on it. When he hit his head on a light fixture, he put a Band-Aid on it and filmed the show. It remained running for the Band-Aid. Oh my goodness, gag. That is hilarious. I didn't know Radar O'Reilly had a birth defect. He could sure play the drums, though. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
My
man.
favorite one from MASH was Klinger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on Klinger, the best one is when they brought some dude in. Klinger was training him or whatever, like in as a guard, and he ended up like being crazier and Klinger. And Klinger actually said, "This guy's crazy." And then at the very end of that show, he let Klinger know. He goes, "That's how you get a whatever that is, where you get out of the army,
Section 8."
Yeah, he goes, "That's how you get a Section 8. I'm totally normal." Klinger's like, "What?" Yeah. I think I'd said this before about MASH, but we'll do it again, see if anybody remembers. What characters played on MASH from the pilot all the way to the end? What characters remained from the pilot all the way to the very last episode? Anybody?
Hawkeye, Major Houlihan, Klinger, that motor pool sergeant, I can't remember his name on the show.
Klinger wasn't part of the original cast, was he?
No.
I didn't think so.
Not in the movie, no.
No.
Oh,
He
the
didn't.
sitcom.
He didn't. Yeah, in
From
the
the
series, he
pilot.
didn't come along until like season 3 or something like that.
Yeah, from the pilot of the sitcom to the very last one where, they do the BJ picks the rocks up there, or what, they put the rocks up there at the helipad, and when he takes off, it says goodbye or whatever.
I don't know that I ever saw the pilot.
Yeah,
actually, that was not the last episode they filmed.
Oh, really?
Father Mulcahy. Yeah, the last episode they filmed, they was about the time capsule, but the network showed it, the time capsule episode, then the farewell.
No, the time capsule was before. It was quite a few episodes before the last one. I mean, if I remember right, because
but
like when I pull them up, it says season whatever, episode, whatever. But as far as I know, the people that was in the pilot to the very end was Hawkeye and Hot Lips Houlihan. Now, Father McCady, the characters was in there, but it wasn't the same actors. Father McCady, he didn't come in on the pilot, but the person on the pilot looked just like he had the glasses, had the hat and everything, but it was a different actor. And so, like the very first, season 1, episode 1, it was Father McCady. It was, the same guy throughout the rest of them. Now, there's people talking about the sequel. But as far as I know, they're the only two that was in, from the beginning to the end. And the last two were very hard to catch. I don't know why they didn't replay them a lot, but Hawkeye had lost it, and he basically was under like in therapy or whatever. But
He was
then,
in a mental hospital.
yeah, mental hospital. Yeah, I couldn't think of the proper name to say there, but yeah, but according to the deals, yeah, when the very end when they fly away or you see what's his name gets on his motorcycle and takes off. Klinger decides to stay in
BJ.
Korea after trying to leave all this time. He decides to
Yeah.
stay. Then Hawkeye gets in a helicopter and they raise up and start to leave. And in the rocks, they moved the rocks where it said goodbye or something like that. I believe it said goodbye.
Well, the deal is, if you remember, Hawkeye kept trying to say goodbye to BJ throughout the whole episode, and he refused to say goodbye
Yeah.
to him. And so that was BJ's way of saying goodbye to Hawkeye, is to spell it out with the rocks as he left, because he refused to tell him goodbye the entire time. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the running gag, which made a perfect end to the show, I thought.
Yeah.
So.
I'll tell you what was really sad about that last episode. Major Winchester, the whole time he was on the series, he loved his music, classical music. And then in that last episode, there was some Chinese army musicians, and Winchester kind of took them under his wing, and they was trying to get him to play a song. And then later towards the end of that episode, those Chinese musicians got killed, and Charles just busted up his records. And when they were talking, he said music had always been something that got him through everything, but it ended up going to be a terrible reminder of that war. That was a really sad part of that episode.
Yeah. Oh, look here. Who we got coming in the back door? Hey, DJ.
How's it going, fellas?
We're talking about MASH and you couldn't resist.
Rock.
Rock. You're talking about MASH? Damn, that's one of my favorites, but I'm interrupted.
I think MASH
how
won
many
11 seasons.
Yeah. It was way
11,
longer
I
than what
believe.
the war was. My goodness. How you been doing
I got the
tonight,
last
DJ?
season on DVD in here.
Oh. I have the it's styled after Trivial Pursuit, the MASH Trivial Pursuit game.
We
Oh,
should
yeah.
play it
No one
That'd
sometime.
be fun.
I know nobody would ever play it with me.
I'll play it with you, dude.
Mhm.
Right on, man. Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
have to do a live one night, MASH Trivial Pursuit. I'd love to
I
be
think it's in that. I think it's in that closet right back there behind me too, because that's
People
where all the
won't
good
play
board games
Trivial
ended up.
Pursuit with me
Yeah.
because I have a good memory of obscure facts. I can't tell you what I had for lunch today, but I can remember something that happened 30 years ago on a sitcom. So.
Same way, man. I'll go up with MASH and I'll also go up with Andy Griffin, man. No doubt about that. Or some of those I've just watched so many times, and every time I watch them, I still laugh.
It took me until it was off the air for a bunch of years before, through the syndication, I finally got the last 2 episodes of MASH down by 1990. And I only remember that because I remember where I was living. But that's when I finally got to see, I could say that I had seen every single episode. And, we're American males, and Bubba, you're a little bit younger, but I imagine you've seen MASH a time or two. And holy shit, watching all those years of syndicated ones, we've seen the more popular and common ones. We've seen them 20 times a piece.
Well, that
Yeah.
final episode, when it aired, was the most watched TV show of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Had a
time. And it's
huge
time.
audience. I remember that. Everybody talked about it at work the next day.
Mr. Bob says
Goodbye.
he watches the episodes to see if Klinger's carrying a carbine or a Garand while he's on duty.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, guys
Dude,
got it.
goodbye, farewell, amen, dude. That was
Season
heavy.
11.
That was heavy.
Yeah. Here's another thing. Do you remember how the other episodes they'd had the laugh track? The final episode did not have that.
I didn't remember that specifically, man. That's a good piece of that kind of specific trivia right there.
Well,
But Hillbilly, here's something you'll like.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Heck
I
yeah.
prefer
Bitty, 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 bitty. Hi, Buck.
And
I
the
prefer
laugh
Duck
track,
Rogers.
the laugh track on MASH was not a live audience reacting to the show. It was recorded laughter from early Jack Benny episodes, if I recall correctly,
No shit.
that they played back at opportune times.
Well, a
So,
lot of
I knew it
shows,
was a canned laugh track, but I didn't know where it came from. That's
a lot
awesome.
of shows did that later on. I know.
I didn't know that. Didn't know
For
that.
instance, Green Acres, they didn't have a live laugh track until I believe it was the last season, and it bugs the piss out of me. Because I'm like, you hear all this, same with Matt. I'm like, stop that. I mean, I've watched why do you have to add a laugh track when it's been doing this good? Why do you want to annoy the piss out of us with a damn laugh track?
Yeah, we don't need to know when it's funny. We know when it's funny. We don't need somebody else to tell us it's okay to laugh. Yeah.
If you got to tell
Yeah.
somebody to laugh, I mean,
There's a problem.
yeah.
it's kind of like when you go to the ballpark to watch a game and they come on a scoreboard and tell you to clap. It's like if you got to be told when to clap at a ball game, then obviously you're not paying any attention.
Tim S brings up a good deal. Colonel Potter was my favorite. Now, I know a lot of people will jump right on this, but before he was Colonel Potter, he appeared on an episode. Anybody remember that?
Yeah, Mr. Bob already said.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Mhm.
General Steele.
Yep. He was
He was
crazy.
crazy. He's wanting to move the MASH unit up to front lines.
He made them bug out just to prove they could do it, basically.
Yeah. And Harry Morgan. And anyway, finally, like some dudes showed up and they put him in a I don't know, I don't remember if they put him in a straight jacket or whatever, but anyway, they're like, yeah, he's crazy, and it was such a good character that they brought him back as Sherman Teapot. And I have to give the guy kudos because at his age, I don't know how old he was, but I know at my age, he was jumping out of the back of the Jeep, and stuff like that, and jumping up on a horse and back off, during certain scenes, and I'm like, dude, man, here I'm in my 50s and I know that would hurt.
He was 60 years old when he first appeared.
My goodness.
as
Colonel
Sherman
Blake
Potter. Yeah.
was a great one too, man.
And what was unique about Potter, other than the fact he was colonel?
Coming from Kansas?
He's from Missouri.
I believe
Or
he was
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah, I mean,
But he was regular Army. He was not reserve like everybody else.
Yeah.
There was also a sequel to MASH called Ash. It lasted 2 seasons. They
there was a
they
couple
were at a
of
VA
sequels.
hospital.
Well, yeah, and so many of those sequels or whatever, you know, just didn't do as well. Same as Trapper MD, you know, you know, Trapper was great on MASH, but
I
you know,
couldn't stand watching Trapper John MD because Pernell Roberts looked nothing like Trapper John.
exactly, and he left the Bonanza for that, didn't he?
Oh, well, he left Bonanza a long time for that show ever came
Well,
on.
he left Bonanza for something, and then he ended up doing Trapper MD. Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't until just tonight that I made that connection, and now I could picture on that previous program, but I didn't even think about the Trapper John MD guy being in anything because he was that much older, as I recall. Crazy.
Potter's name's horse was Sophie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in Dragnet. That was great. And Mike Brock's out there says, "I'm drinking, so cheers to all." Good to see you, buddy. So, gun website says you're saying the whole hospital was reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll have to give a shout out for the remake.
Well, the physicians were anyway. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I have to give a shout out for the Dragnet on the remake. Dan Aykroyd did such a damn good job. I mean, the movie, you know, Dragnet, and there was nobody better.
Well, the guy that played Al Bundy, Ed O'Neill, they did a remake of Dragnet back in the mid-90s, but I don't think it went over too well. It only lasted maybe half a season.
I didn't even remember that, but I do remember seeing the movie version. Tom Hanks was his partner. I just remember being in those goat costumes, dancing around.
Yeah.
I don't remember much else.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love the sign outside their tent with all the arrows pointing to where they came from. See, one was San Francisco, like I said, Maine, and all that. So many miles that direction. Yeah. Yeah, MASH was, I mean, I enjoyed it really well. I mean, I can say that for sure. See, we did say Hogan's Heroes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was with Ernest Borgnine,
McHale's Navy.
Both of those were good.
What was the one with Phil Silvers?
Sergeant Bilko.
Okay.
My goodness, we've been on here for a long time.
Let's
guys.
not forget Gomer Pyle USMC now.
Oh yeah,
Holy.
been off
Jim
Andy
Neighbors.
Griffin. And I'm just curious because we got so many great movie buffs on here, but one of my favorite shows. I mean, actually, this is all time. I can't believe I didn't think about it when we was going over the movies. Andy Griffin. What movie was he on that they decided, like, they enjoyed him so much that they decided to do the Andy Griffin show?
Probably No Time
Facing
for
the Crowd.
Sergeants would be my
No
guess.
Time for Sergeants.
That's
Yeah.
a very funny movie. If you
That
ever
is
get a chance.
hilarious.
Oh my
Yes, it is.
god!
Yeah.
That is
hilarious.
hilarious. I mean, if you've not seen No Time for Sergeants, try to find it and check it out if you're an Andy Griffin fan, because
Very funny. Yeah.
it is hilarious. I mean, it honestly is. Oh, Kyle says I've flown in a helicopter over the MASH set. Well, that's cool.
Very cool.
Infrared says, speaking of remakes, Steve Martin did Sergeant Bilko.
That's right. I think I saw that movie.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Oh, Kyle said he was a pilot. Dang. That's pretty cool. I believe that match is filmed in California, right?
Yeah, I believe
It's on
so.
a ranch, some
Yeah.
big ass ranch in California. If you kept an episode every now and then, you'll see highline wires on a distant like ridge or something.
There's
And-
not a whole lot left of the original set. I believe the pole that had all the direction signs is still there. But
Oh, really? Oh,
I think
man,
so.
that is cool.
Well, tents and stuff
Well, you
aren't
know,
going to last
you was
out.
talking about Andy Griffith, his home. Yeah. You was talking about Andy Griffith, his hometown of Mount Airy, North Carolina, is only about an hour and 15 minutes away from me, across the state line. And
Oh, cool.
nice little town. And they got part of Mount Airy, one street made up like Mayberry. You know, they got the sheriff's department. They got the old Ford Galaxy police car, 64, I believe. They got Floyd's Barbershop. They got the Mayberry Diner, and their specialty is pork chop sandwiches.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Nice little part of town. Yeah.
I love it.
A lot of tourists come there.
It's been a few years ago, but somebody has a Airbnb that they made a house, and it's exactly set up as Andy Griffin, all the way down to Opie's bedroom with the Mickey Mantle baseball or something like that picture and stuff. And they said it's really cool. I don't know where it's located. It's probably in that area, but it looks like it. I've seen a deal on this. It looks like it from the outside and from the inside and everything. So that'd be pretty cool to be able to go stay, in a place like that. Like, hey, man. But anyway, we've been on the air for quite a long time. I believe this is probably the longest show we've done. So anyway, I want to thank everybody, the panel, the side chat. You guys are all awesome. I love you guys. Time flies by. For me, anyhow. I hope you all feel the same way. Just having a great time. Man, I just thank you all so much for being here. And so, real quick, we'll give everybody in the panel a chance to plug anything that they got coming on in the future or somebody else's stuff and that they want to plug. And also the side chat that goes for you guys as well. Anyway, and I want to remind everybody about Scotsman's fundraiser. So you can reach me at AmericanHillbillyUp.com or not American Hillbilly Up at Gmail. Sorry about that, .com. And no, there's no .com. What the heck am I thinking? Anyway, American Hillbilly Up at Gmail. It's getting late. If you'd like to contribute to that. So anyway, Gizzard, we'll just start out with you, brother.
Okay, let's see. Wednesday night for my channel members, members only chat. That's at 8 p.m. Central every Monday. And then my regular show, which is Foul Territory, every Friday night at 9 p.m. Central. I released several knife reviews this last week. If you get a chance, go take a look at them. We got 7 brand new, new to me anyway, knives from a company called Kaiser Knives or Kaiser Cutlery, take your pick. And a new one from Civivi also got released this last week. So, yeah, check that stuff out. And as always, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Gizzard. I really appreciate you, brother. Guys, go show some love towards Gizzard Gary, and appreciate you being here. Go and subscribe if you're not already. And so, Garage Guy, we'll go over to you, buddy.
Okay, before I start, Mike, can I ask you to blow me up, please? Donate to
Yeah, you betcha.
Scotsman's fundraising drawing.
Yeah.
All right, right here, I got some knives. These are Uncle Henry. Got a double set right here. These are pretty decent knives. I got another one right here. It's got the leather carrying pouch. I'm pretty sure that's leather right there. And then the third one, it's I believe it's Ontario Map Light series. This knife right here has a light on it on top right there.
Oh, wow.
Nice looking knife. I'm going to donate those. I'm going to donate those for Scotsman's drawing. He's my oldest friend here on YouTube. I've known him since 2017. We've texted, we've chatted, we've talked on the phone, and I'd be remiss if I didn't do something to help out. So I'm donating those products right there.
Man.
Now, as far as what I got coming, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, that's really awesome. Very nice of you, buddy. Really appreciate that. Yeah, that is very nice of you. Thank you. And what do you got coming up?
As far as upcoming, I got a video coming up. I may download it after I get off this. My internet's so slow, it'll probably take till daylight to upload. My Ruger 75th anniversary edition Mark IV pistol, chambered 22 LR. Probably one of the prettiest rimfire pistols I've ever seen, without a doubt. And then I got to do a mail call video from Chris at 740, Cox Arms, and RT&T Guns and Gear. And also run across a Glenfield Model 60, chambered 22 LR. And I hope to have that video up here before long.
Awesome. Good deal, buddy. So guys, go over and check out Garage Guy 879. If you're not already, go over and subscribe to him. Great channel. Appreciate you very much, Mark, for being on tonight. And so, Bubba, you got anything coming up, buddy?
So I've been thinking about what I can do, because I'm pretty broke right now. Been thinking about what I can do for Scotsman, and it ain't going to be much. But I've been very lax on doing videos here lately. So for the next 5 weeks, I'm going to release a different video every week for projects of guns and stuff like that I haven't ever shown, or haven't shown that they have been completed yet. Whatever have you, or ones I've just shown in the short, not really talked about. So I'm going to try to release videos every single day, because Scotsman always asks me why I haven't made any videos in a while. So they're not going to be much, but it's the most I can do right now. And hopefully it's a good gesture. So.
Oh, definitely, buddy. Definitely. Well, that's really
Good and the Bad and the Bubba, 10:30. It'll start either at 10:30 or 11 o'clock, depending on whether or not I have to get gas on my way home from work. on Wednesday nights. So 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. on Wednesday nights for Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Yeah. So
yeah, I know. I was late last week because I heard you say 10:30 or whatever. So like at 10:30, I jumped over there and like you'd already been on for like 30 minutes. I'm like, oh shoot. And
I never know when it's
we're
going to
still on the back chat of Gizzard show, and it's like, dang it, I missed it.
That's all good. I just went on a rant this last Wednesday, so I mean, had to put $5 in my swear jar.
Yeah, I went and watched the rewind. So.
Yeah, I went off on a tangent. I said some words I normally don't say, but I mean there was a reason why I was so angry. So
yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I got nothing else really other than stay safe, stay armed, stay 2A strong, have a fantastic week, and keep getting at it.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for being on, buddy. We always appreciate you, brother. Guys, go check out Good, the Bad, the Bubba on Friday nights, 10:30, 11-ish.
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday. I'm sorry. I was thinking Friday nights because Gizzard, but it's after Gizzard's members show. Yes. I apologize for that. So Wednesday. And go over and subscribe to Bubba if you're not already. Great channel. Appreciate you, buddy, so much for being here, as always. And so, DJ, you got anything you'd like to plug?
I do. I don't always have something to plug, and like you say every week, DJ doesn't have a lot of content over there, but he does some work for us, so I need to go over there and give him a sub. My buddy Aaron, I typed out there in the chat. He's now Gun Club Radio, and I'm going to drop a link just now into the text for an interview he did that's last year under one of his former channel names with Maj Toure. It's one of my favorite 2A interviews of all of 2023. If you have time and you could do it at 2X or you can do it at the regular speed, it's worth a listen and a revisit. So I'm going to do that for the third or fourth time now. Aaron's a great guy. He's rebranding that channel. He's still bringing lots of great stuff. And do yourself a favor. Check him out. Give him a sub. The guy does really great work, and I hope that you will enjoy some of his stuff. Saturdays before this show on the A Grade Start Shooting School channel, there's a conversation about violence prevention and mental health awareness. Brooke Cheney hosts it, just as she did tonight. She'll be back again next week, so please go over there, sub up, and come and see us on Saturday. It's not as depressing as it might sound. Until I see everybody else again, be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and rock. I'm out.
Well, thank you so much for being here, DJ. Go over and show DJ some love. Subscribe to his channel. Does so much great stuff for this 2A community. And thank you so much, brother, for being on. I appreciate you as always. Anyway, guys, it's been a long evening, and I want to thank you all so much for being here for all this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. You guys literally make my day better. You honestly do. Anytime I come on here and talk to Hillbilly Nation and visit with you guys, I mean, you guys are just awesome. I'm the luckiest person in the world to have all these friends and, everybody. I just thank you so much. I also want to thank the VIPs for doing what they do and sponsoring these giveaways. Thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you. And if you're not a VIP and you're interested in that, we do a live show for VIPs only on Tuesday nights, and there's some perks to go along with it. So anyway, thank you all so much. Appreciate you. And I want to just leave you guys with this. Remember, God, family, and country. And make somebody's day better, will you? And if the good Lord's will and the creeks don't rise, we'll be seeing you again. Everybody say